So it's not necessarily in your circle you're thorough. In the next man's circle you're not necessarily that thorough. Okay. And then the girl can go to the next man's circle and say, boy, this is a different life that I'm seeing here, boy. And then when they go back to your circle, your life ain't that special anymore.
He right.
And then they're wondering whether or not that dick is different.
Not me. Yeah.
And they're wondering if that £2.4 billion dick is a good dick.
So hold on, what you're saying? Are you guys saying that you feel your finances dictate how gangster you are?
No, I would say they're a contributory factor.
Yes. It can add to your sauce.
I will go.
I'll
go as far as to say this. Yeah, let's have another man who's a clone of not a clone of you, but there's another man who is 75% of you. Yeah, 75% of you. Yeah, and earns 50% more money. There you go.
You make it much more than much more than 50% to make it for it to make sense.
But you know the point.
It's quite fine.
100%. You know what I'm saying though. You got my point.
I get your point, and
I think
my brain is doing the math.
I think that a lot of men, it's made up of different seasoning, isn't it? And if you got money, that's a season, bruv. That's all purpose. Don't get me wrong. That's all purpose right there, bro.
Money is all purpose.
Everything else is, you know what I mean? Good looks is chicken stock, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you've got nice hair, it's time. You know what I'm types of stuff like that, yeah? But money is all purpose, bro. No matter what you want, no matter what food it is, no matter what it is, you all need all purpose.
Yeah, you throw money on it, it tastes all right. Is it half decent at least?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode number 54. I'm your host, Stavros Boss, and in front of me we have Simple Simon.
Yaga yo, Madea. Simple Simon in the place. Oh.
To the side of him, we have Big Wahala.
What's good, people? Big Wahala in the building. What actual episode is this?
54.
Is it actually 139?
129.
In total.
We've done more than 54 episodes this season, and we did more than 75 episodes last season. So if you want to just go on numbers, it don't work like that. You're going to have to count more than we actually did.
How's it more than 54?
Because we done 2 for last episode, and it was A and B.
So it's 55 then?
No, and then the last season before that, we done more episodes than that as well.
We did more than 75 episodes last season?
Yeah. 75 was split in half. And 52 this season was split in half as well. Because they split in half. We had 2 52s this season. We had 2 75s last season. Don't ask me why I give.
So you 76 had 55 is basically what you're saying then?
If you want.
76, 55? Goddamn foul this
It's not 47 at all. It should be 41. No, 131, sorry.
131. There you go.
Okay, in the room with us also we have Mr. Wolf.
We have Mr. Wolf in the building. Welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. I wonder how long we're going to be saying that, but it's all good. Love and peace always. This week's Yoruba proverb is as follows. A fish that sleeps would get eaten by another fish. That basically means keep moving. Inactivity can be risky. A fish that sleeps would get eaten by another fish.
I swear fish that are awake get eaten by other fishes as well.
They do.
Some are more woke than others.
Oh.
Fishes are more woke than others.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. They can dodge and they can move. And for this year, people, serious thing, man. As if you're dodging raindrops, like Jay-Z said, keep moving, man. You know what I mean? Keep moving and keep trying to progress and achieve your dreams.
I don't want to progress this year. I just want to be a bum.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Well, you know what?
Aspirational bum.
We're here for you, bro. We're here for you. We will encourage you.
I'm gonna be more Oyinbo this year.
Oyinbosity?
Yes, I'm gonna embark upon Oyinbosity.
Did you see the thing that this guy tweeted the other day?
About what?
About this woman that was...
Which guy?
Simple.
Okay.
He retweeted.
Is it going to be something I care about?
The woman was making food with her teeth. Yeah. So instead of cutting let's say the celery or whatever, or the lettuce, she would bite it off and spit it into the pot.
Wow.
That is the height of your business.
Was this person a Caucasian?
Of course.
Damn.
That's Oyinbosity 2018.
Of course.
My friend.
Even the savages of the African people that they would call savages would not do that. They would at least use their hand to rip it apart. This one.
All right, but this has been recorded.
Yes.
So clearly she did it for some sort of effect. That's not.
I don't
That's,
know.
They call it a new form of cooking, and she didn't seem to be joking.
It's organic, I'm sure.
I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, man. I can't believe that somebody would do that for real. My mic just fell.
I believe strongly that the power of Oyinbosity extends beyond all things that are logical and natural.
It's like Star Wars.
Yes, and they have
land of Oyinbosity.
they could do anything, to be honest with you, and legitimize it at that as well. Have you not noticed that? Anything. All of our hairstyles that we've been doing since the 80s now coming out, and they're being called all kinds of new names now. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is a new regal look. This is a new urban look. This is a new blah blah. They can do anything. They can rewrite history. Actually, they've done that already.
What we're gonna kick off with, Mr. Wolf. How was your New Year's party?
Yes. Mr. Wolf and his family do a New Year's Day party.
How hard is for him to put the phone down?
Because I don't want to make noise.
Just put it down, man.
Goddamn 47.
God.
Yeah, no. We do a New Year's Day party every January the 1st. You know what I mean? It's,
on New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, January the 1st.
New Year's Day party on New Year's Day. All right, I get you. Go on.
Yeah, and the family get together, friends of family members get together.
Never invite me though. Go on.
We eat and we drink. And yes, do you know what? In fact, I've got a gripe to pull with you, man.
There we go.
Yes, I did invite you.
Why did you get him started?
Yeah, why not?
Do you know what he done there? He done a little bit of fishing and I took the bait. But it's all good.
Of course.
Yeah, man. I invited, man. In fact, people, what do you think? If you invite your brethrens to a thing, innit? To a family thing, to a proper party, innit?
Where's my handwritten invitation?
See, now this is what I'm saying about my man. We're in a group with our brothers, yeah? So the invitation gets thrown in. And even last year, you get me? I threw the invitation in and nobody responded, bruv.
It's just
the only person that responded last year was
Tops.
Web Slinger.
Yeah.
And he come with Topsy Riches and some and
Does
somebody
responding
else.
you mean turning up? Because I might have told you that I'm not coming.
A response is just a response
I'm
to say thank you for Topsy Riches. He responded. He said, "You know what, bro? Last year was wicked. I had a great time. I'll come if I can."
Yeah, but we discussed it.
Discuss what?
But we actually had a. See, this is a problem with people now. Yeah, in this digital age, it's like you need to.
He's sensitive wolf now.
Yeah,
He's no longer Mr.
It
Wolf.
needs like you have to double. You
You're
have to
sensitive
double.
wolf.
You have to double the conversation.
Did you say that you wasn't coming?
Yes, I had a conversation with you and told you I will not be coming, and I gave you a reason as to why I will not be coming.
Tell me.
I told you because that's the day that my brother died. I don't go out to party on the day that my brother died.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you remember that?
Yeah. I
Okay.
I remember. Hold on, but is that the day that he was drunk in the back of the car?
Potentially.
Okay.
Because if I was there, did you hear that? Simple.
What about him being drunk in the back of the car?
No, we was driving. We was driving in the car.
Yeah, but then he was drunk, man.
Maybe,
He was
but I
out
did
there.
tell him though. I told him.
Tell me when I'm sober, man.
No, but
Damn.
you seem sober because you answered like you were sober at the
Yeah,
time.
but you know, Mr. Wolf can handle his drink, and I was all right on the podcast.
Well, you brought it up, so he answered. So as much as you might have been drunk, you were drunk when he brought it up, and you were drunk when he answered.
Simple and Stavros, why didn't you respond to the invite? My parents asked about you.
He answered as well.
I don't remember what I said. I would have had the intentions of coming, but I was on my deathbed.
Oh no, you had that's it. The discussion that you two had was him. This is a proper Stavros and Mr. Wolf moment. He was complaining at the fact that you told him last year. No, you said he told him last year, and he tried to say that you never told him.
And I
said
I love the search function.
Yeah. You tried to say that never told him.
The search function in the WhatsApp group is there, and I put it in for everybody.
But for me, it's a bit different telling me. Not that there's anything wrong with what you did. Yeah, if you put it in a group and I didn't happen to see it, or I forgot that it was put it there because
you just don't care about my messages.
Everybody knows
You
I've
tried
got a
to
very
say
bad
that
memory.
It was never put there ever at all.
No,
you was like,
I
no,
didn't-
you never invited me. You never told me.
Yeah,
And
but
I was like,
when I
last
say
year.
me, then no, you didn't invite me. You invited us.
What's
And
the difference?
Of course, there's a difference. There's a difference between me and us.
And you're saying that he's sensitive.
I'm not. No.
Why should he? What should he come to your house?
I just said there's no
That's what he
problem. No, I said there's no problem with him putting it in the group. Didn't I say that? You heard Simple Simon, yeah?
Yeah.
But I want a hand.
No. So when I say you invited us,
He wants it telegram.
No,
He wants it like the pigeons in
I'm just
Game of
saying.
Thrones, isn't it? He was what did they call it? The
Raven.
Ravens.
The
Yeah, he was
Ravens.
a raven
All right.
with a stamp of house wolf.
House Targaryen. You get
House
me?
wolf.
Yeah,
I want a wax
House
stamp.
Wolf, boy.
No, I'm just saying that if I don't remember, I don't remember.
Mr. Wolf cordially invites you to.
If you invite me
Winter is
personally,
coming.
like you sent me a personal message saying such and such, I would more likely remember than if you put it in the group. There's nothing wrong with you putting it in the group, but no, you invited us. You didn't invite me specifically, which is fine. It's fine. but I just might forget. And in that case, I clearly forgot.
He reminded us though a couple times. I'm sure.
Doesn't matter. I still forgot. So
no. I think
if
if you have interest in something, then I'm not really buying that as an excuse because you clearly didn't have interest in it.
A lot of people,
you didn't have interest in it. You didn't have interest in it.
A lot of people, I agree with you, but this man forgets his own family. Did he just tell you the other day that he forgot to buy his wife and child a Christmas present?
Yeah,
he called his daughter a boy. Like,
yeah, for real.
Oh yeah, it was one time when he was presenting his family to the rest of the family, and he called his daughter the wrong name.
Madness.
Yeah, so I just have a bad memory.
And then there was the shower, you know.
Yeah, for real.
There we go.
Legacy.
Anyways,
legacy moments. But anyway, the party was good. Loads of food, loads of drink, good times. And one thing that I remember Wahala was talking about, I don't think it was on a podcast, but it was in relation just to us. I think we must have sat down and had some food one time, is that the old African parties, man. When we were young, we went to parties with our parents. We bucked up with our friends at the time who we may bump into the street now or who we still keep in contact with. Those were the good times, man. You see the parents drinking and enjoying and loving life.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How come we don't do that anymore?
Well, this is what I do, innit? So that was just like an extension of what our parents done. So it was me that brought up the idea like 4 years ago, and we kind of run with it now.
Yeah, but people's families are big enough now that you don't have to have everyone else. You can just do it with your own family.
Yes,
and that's a party on its own.
Yeah.
The question I need to ask you though, Mr. Wolf, to make this an authentic party, where were the coats?
The who?
Where were the coats that came? Where did you put the coats?
You put them on the banister, bruv.
Oh, that's not authentic.
Yeah. Authentic party, coats must be on the beds.
Yes, on someone's bed.
The coats must be on the bed.
The youngest person in the house's bed is used as the coat rack.
And they will always find one child sleeping in said coats on the bed.
Yes, correct.
This is an authentic party.
Correct.
There were kids sleeping upstairs, and it was in my mum's house, which is quite a big house, and 2 reception rooms, big kitchen, women in the kitchen. Food. Oh man, it was a great time.
Let me a grand, please.
This man said women in the kitchen in 2018. He don't have a goddamn way of saying.
I see my sister was in the kitchen making
barefoot
food.
Barefoot woman in the kitchen.
There was apple crumble, cake, ice cream, kids running up and down, noise, kids crying. It was good.
You have to think about it though. On those certain days, this is me talking about your invite and stuff like that. On certain days like Christmas Day, New Year's Day, you might not get people come to the thing because they might have their own family things that they want to do. And you have to remember, some people have extended families as well now. So let's say that somebody like Stav and myself, and even Simple, you may say, I have to go to my in-laws today, or I might have to go to that person today. So it's not necessarily a case that you can get people to go to that thing on your particular day. If it was your birthday, it's a completely different thing. But if it's a public holiday, you might not get as many
people were there though.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but you might not get as many people going to your things for that type of situation.
I don't think his problem was people not turning up. I think he didn't think that there was enough reverence given to the invite in the first place.
And I agree with him. But sometimes when people do invite you, you should at least tell them whether or not you're going. Griff, sorry, I knew it was your birthday today. I haven't said that was coming out. I'm on the podcast.
We had
Griff.
Yeah, we had Alexander Mosu there. Gory was there. Alex's kids were there. When you see your kids playing with like your friends' kids as well, it's a good look.
Okay, so in 2018, do we need to reply back to invites now? If we're getting these virtual invites that we get now, all these WhatsApps, all of these Facebooks, all of these,
depends who it comes from.
Do I now need to respond to every single one that comes through?
No, because some of them are so there's so many that come through, bruv, and I think it depends who it comes to. When it comes from close friends and family, then yes, I'm responding. When it just comes from my boy Obi, we love you, man, but those messages, bruv, I'm not responding to them. You get me?
The broadcast messages.
The broadcast.
Yeah, broadcasts I don't respond to. I don't respond to broadcast messages.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think people can respect the fact they don't respond to
we don't
messages.
respond to them. Yes.
But I'm talking about even sometimes bona fide people invite me to something. I might just not respond. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to tell them yes, and I don't want to tell them no. So I just don't say nothing. And then if I turn up on the day, I'll turn up on the day and I'll tell them I'm coming. If I'm not turning up on the day, I may say to them I'm not turning up on the day, or I may not say nothing. And then I may say to the next day, how was your party?
My aim is if you invite me to respond at least, with whatever it is. But if I don't, sometimes I don't respond. But not because I'm going out my way not to. Sometimes I see something 10 hours late and I'm in the middle of something when I see it, and then I forget about it. There's bare times I forget about things.
Who had a birthday party recently? I think it was close to New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Wendy.
Yes.
Yeah, I went there
Wendy
on my
Wrights.
deathbed as well.
So you went to her thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Let me explain.
Pure body blows there. You know.
No. Let me explain. Stavros is
2016.
No, let me talk. I'm in the recovery.
He went to the
of the
Ghanaians
flu.
party.
He went to the Ghanaians party.
He went to the Ghanaians
He
party.
chose Ghanaian jollof.
He chose
over.
Ghanaian jollof over Nigerian jollof.
We knew it would happen, didn't we?
I just wanted to say he went to the Ghanaians party. 2017, they were winning. I told you, they were winning over the Nigerians. Anyway, Karen.
Did you wear kente cloth?
Can I talk? No, I actually wore Nigerian attire. And so did my wife, actually. We both wore Nigerian attire. Anyways.
Is that supposed to be some type of
Can I talk?
holding a stand, yeah? You were surrounded by Shito.
There's big Ghanaians there, yes. That is true.
When there's lots of them in the room, did they all form into the corners and take up good space? Their heads just...
You're not right, though.
Anyway, Karen.
Man said, do they form into the corners?
That's what he said. Such a bastard. He just got to hit it.
And you know there's that one guy there that coming down and he hits. You know we have that line.
He makes the Tetris.
You know you have that one line that is nice and open, and you're waiting for that one long one to come through in it. That one line of family of Ghanaians to come through and take up that little space, but they don't come through correctly. They come like in the zigzags and then
fuck up the whole line.
Mash up the whole line.
Damn. Anyway, continue.
All right.
Ghanaians, the keyboards of the world. Go on.
Last week when we recorded on the Friday before New Year's, and I said I was coming down with something, yeah. And sure enough, day after that, and the day after that, especially on the Sunday, finish. My body was like it was beat up by a hammer. I've had flu before once in my life. This is the second time. It's completely different. And put it this way, my wife did everything for me this week, up to helping me out of the bath the other day.
Wow.
I couldn't.
That actually sounds like a scene from Game of Thrones for real.
It was deep. It was deep. That took me 10 minutes to come out of the bath.
Did you have
even longer?
Did you have to call her to ask you to get out of the bath?
Yes.
Nah, man.
I couldn't.
You can't look at her.
She
again
helped
the
me
same
put
way.
on my clothes.
You cannot look at her the same way again, man. I wouldn't look at my wife like that again.
Okay.
Again, I won't look at her the same way, but she had to help you get out of the bath.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Your child looking on?
Fortunately, she was sleeping. No, it was a case of I was the second baby in the house that day.
Oh my!
Sorry, that
I've
week.
got a question about
If
something
you let me,
related to that.
if you let me,
go ahead.
finish. All right. So I was a broken man. Now I went out of my way to go to the New Year's Eve, church service, which I always do. I always go on New Year's Eve, and I sat in the corner. In fact, I got a story about this actually. I sat in the corner, out the way. My family went. I went with my mum, my wife, my daughter, and I sat out the way, completely out the way of them because I didn't want to pass on this flu. Now, eventually, the place got rammed. This church got rammed on New Year's. So up to the point where the little corner I was sitting in, where it was only me on one seat, somebody actually came and sit next to me, and it's a girl that I knew, and I don't remember where I know this girl from. And she's smiling, give me a slap, like, "Oh, it's nice to see you." And she had a little kid, and I saw the kid, and I'm like, "This kid looks just like my daughter." Just a bit older. And I was thinking, have I done something with this chick? I was sat there and thought, have I done something with this chick? Because I don't remember where I know this girl from. And she was way too familiar. And I'm thinking, I know you well enough to be familiar with you too. I just don't know where. Up to now, I still don't remember where I know this girl.
So you didn't ask her?
Where I know you from, or if that's my child.
Both. And man, look at Jack genuine.
Because it was her and no man. Anyways,
You the daddy.
the point was that
You are the father.
That's what she was going to church for, to find the daddy.
if people that know Stav know that I don't like going to raves or parties in clubs. I'm retired. I retired when I turned 30. So I try not to do that. Now, when this party was in a venue like this, it was hired out, but it was her thing. And I told her I ain't coming. You know I don't go to these things. And we made a big fuss about it when she invited me. We were going backwards and forwards on messages for all night. Up until the point I said, you know what then? It's cool.
That's why I don't respond.
Okay, because I've known you a long time and you're cool and you're somebody I actually like, I'll make the effort to come. Now I've made that promise now, and my wife, who doesn't like going nowhere and doesn't do nothing, actually said she wanted to go, and I want my wife to go out more often. So, and I made the effort doubly to say, listen, My wife never goes nowhere. I'm always the one to be doing this or that. If she says that she wants to go somewhere, then at least let me make that effort because she never wants to do nothing. She never wants to do nothing. So I made that effort to go there. Your thing, Wendy's going to hear this now. I didn't care if I got anyone sick in that place. They were all adults. It was happened at 8 to 2 in the morning, wherever it is. I didn't care if anyone got ill there. Your thing is a family event. I wasn't going to take my flu to your thing and pass it on.
That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth.
I'm calling bullshit.
It's the truth. I'm not lying. So
bullshit going once. Bullshit going twice.
Do you know why I'm calling bullshit?
Bullshit.
Go on.
Because you came to the same day you went to Wendy's one, you went to another family occasion with a newborn baby with your sick self.
And I sat on the stairs, didn't I? I didn't.
You didn't sit on the seat on the stairs. Then you went and sat in the front room.
But you did just say
nobody else was in the front room.
There was people in the front room.
You did just say that you didn't go to his thing at all because there were children there and stuff like that.
It's a different day, by the way. It's a different day, by the way.
There was bare children. Same day as Wendy's one. Bare children there.
That wasn't New Year's Day. It was worse. I was worse on New Year's.
I'm just saying.
But you said you forgot though.
Yeah, but I knew when I was ill that I wasn't going to your thing.
He didn't go to your thing, man. We spoke for how long? He didn't go.
No, that's cool.
And he's sorry that he didn't get to go there.
Here's the thing. It's either I'm lying to you or I'm telling you the truth. That's what it comes down to. No, that's what it comes down to. So I'm either lying to you or I'm telling you the truth. So what do you think? And then that's your it's a long thing when I'll give you my explanation and you chat rubbish challenging me.
It's a trick question. It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. So let's go to the next topic.
That kid from
There we go. Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question.
You know the kid from The Simpsons?
Which one? Which was that one?
There is no kid.
In fact, there is.
I don't know who you're talking about. And I'm a very avid Simpsons watcher.
How can you not know him? Anyway, it don't matter. Anyway, check this out now. So I'm at work and I'm with one of my colleagues.
Bastard.
I love the way that he didn't give a shit about your story.
Carry on. I don't even want to go back to it. Go on.
I'm with one of my colleagues.
I ain't going to know nobody's not no more, man.
Clitoris.
Here's short stuff.
Don't say that. Damn, 47. Leave me alone, bitch.
I'm going to stroke myself.
That's right. Yeah, nah, she's shadowing me because she's trying to get into this management position and whatnot. And she listened to the podcast and she posted that question last week, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So we're just having chats and we were talking about her and her family and how she soaks in the bath and whatnot. And then when she come out of the bath, her dad came in and she was just talking. And then that wasn't part of her story, but I just stopped her there and I said, okay, are you like naked around your family? And she says, yeah, all of us. She still lives at home. And she's like, all of us around the house, when we need to, we are naked around each other. So I wanted to ask the man them, when it comes to your family, at what stage and when did you feel like you can't be naked around your parents?
I can't be naked around my daughter now. My wife does not understand it.
Really?
I cover myself up around my 1-year-old daughter and she's like, what is your problem? She's one. I'm like, no, she cannot see everything. I cover myself.
That's a bit weird. I
cover myself.
I would cover myself if I had if I had a son, I wouldn't cover myself. If I had a daughter, I'd cover myself. She don't need to know what that is until she has to know what that is.
I had my my reservations about it, and when she actually dropped, I thought, you know what? The more taboo you create around it, is the more enchanted she'll be by it in later years. So I said, nah, that's all.
You're just gonna let it flow, and at the time when you feel it's appropriate, then I've
explained to her that men and women are different. Her mum's explained to her that men and women are different. We've explained that they've got different bits or what have you. She's watched me go toilet because she just there. She was like curious.
Yeah.
Don't screw up your face, Wahala, because that one I fully understand.
It's a minor thing. You sit on the toilet, the baby comes in.
You put it outside and said to stand there.
Up to now, we can still walk in the bathroom if my mum was in the toilet.
Yeah. If we were walking in there, but as a baby, why you would think?
What difference does it make? Because it's worse as an adult than as a baby.
But you got to remember that
there is no in my parents' house. There's times when I'll just be my dad would just be walking freely, boy. He would just be walking freely, putting the next man to shame as well. One time I saw my dad, I was like, "Is it dad?" I had to say, "Is it?" I don't know why mum didn't marry you, boy, because is it? I'm like, Dad, is that going on?
I have to say, man, I didn't inherit my dad's. He didn't pass that down to me. I can't even lie.
Fire, boy.
I have to hide my face like, come on, man. Ain't the son meant to be better than the dad?
Oh, God. Oh, that's too much, bro.
Oh man,
That's too much.
That's what people.
He said, I told you everything I know, not everything you know.
You didn't give me everything you
I told you everything you know, not everything I know.
My business said, "Oh, yeah, that
give me
has
everything
enough
you
big in it." I looked at her sideways. And what was that supposed to mean?
She said what?
So my dad has a massive. My dad has got really massive hands,
Okay.
and even one of his fingers is chopped off, and his hand is still bigger than most. Like my hands are really small. So then she's like, "Your dad's hands are so like really big." I was like, "What's that supposed to mean?" I was like, "And what is it big? What?" Come on, that's how they get.
You get me? Yeah, I mean, so how about when you was younger though? Like, at what age did you stop walking around freely?
I didn't stop walking around freely.
So you were just doing your thing.
If I had to put on, I might wear a towel, but that's just because I'm just wearing a towel. I wouldn't care.
I still walk around there.
Yeah, I would not care.
In the family home,
Yeah, if I'm at home, I walk around there.
I never walk around.
From bedroom to bathroom.
I'm not just walking around the house naked for no reason. But from bedroom to bathroom.
From as long as I can remember, which is not good because I don't have a good memory, but as long as I can remember, Stavros never walk around the family home naked.
That's a minor, man.
Never.
But and even up to now, you won't be free around your daughter.
No, no. Because of the wife's pestering, I'm trying to.
Such a weird question.
Because the same reasons that Simon just said. I don't want there to be an issue.
You're worried about confusing your daughter, innit? Because both of you have got breasts.
Confusing.
Mommy, Daddy, Sam.
No, in essence, it's true because she'll go and she'll press my wife's boob and then she'll come to mine and do the same thing.
God damn.
She loves playing with my nipple.
Listen, you need to do the press up challenge, bruv.
Oh,
One time.
When I
But my kids, it was only until I saw a reaction of my daughter, whereas before it was never. There was nothing there, and then she's 8 now, so she was around about at the end of her 6th year, beginning of the 7th year. I noticed that there was like like she'll turn around. You get me?
Because she knows that it's genitalia. It's almost like in the Bible when Adam and Eve didn't know nothing, and then suddenly when the disgusting woman ate the fruit,
Yeah,
they blame the woman for everything. The disgusting woman, that
and
ate
then all
the
of a
fruit.
sudden, man's looking.
Man was like, "I'm naked. How do you know you're naked?"
It's like, for example, my
Even from the Bible,
like
blaming women from day,
from day one, boy. But
So
when do you stop bathing your daughter, for example?
No,
you understand? Like, your daughter's still very young, innit?
I can't see myself
the both
not
of
doing
you.
it.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a time when it's inappropriate, or
No.
or there's, of course it is.
No.
Bruv. What do you mean no?
Is it?
So what? So when she's 13, you're still gonna
No,
be bathing
when
her?
she's old enough to bathe herself, then neither of us are bathing her anymore. But up
He's
until
right.
that point,
He's right.
Yeah. I can't bathe you.
And you know why? Do you know why? Because
You mad?
even in the scenario he's been in just now, where his wife has had to help him out of the bath, there might come a time in your life where your child has to help you to bath completely, and then all of a sudden we don't care about the age again.
No, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's
but
talking about but
he's the one that feels a little uncomfortable.
Is it only your
being
child
naked.
that you said that? Would you that? You got nieces and nephews?
I got an older niece, and
Okay, but when they was
No.
young, would you bath a niece the same way that you would bath your daughter?
yeah,
See, one of my nieces
I
came to
used
stay.
to look after my niece. So.
One of my nieces came to stay to my house, and when I bathed the little one I bathed, but when it was time for the big one to bath, I didn't bath her. I got my missus to bath her, and my missus' exact words were, "She needs her privacy." And I was like, "Is it?"
How old are we talking about?
About 8.
She's 8.
Yeah, 8. And there was she kind of knew that she's supposed to have I think women are making their daughters a lot more aware of stuff from earlier on about how certain men can behave. I think that's something and to be honest, I agree with it in a strange way.
I'll speak
because
to my daughter now.
yeah, because
and she's only 8.
the amount of uncles and whatever we've heard about that's done things with their nieces and whatever, I think it's good that they should be made aware of it. I don't take those types of things personally. I think it as good practice, best practice they call it, innit? So yeah, so the missus bathed her. I had no problem with that, and I wouldn't feel like at this age I would have to bath her. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, so around about 8, 9, she could.
I think
bath
if there's a woman
herself.
there, I'll always let the woman bath her. If there's a woman there, I'll let the woman bath her. That's me.
I'll bath the 8-year-old niece.
That's up to you. I wouldn't. I'll let the woman bath her. Why am I bathing her?
Well, my daughter doesn't really have a problem with me bathing her. She is quite independent, and she'll say, "Dad, I can do it on my own."
Yeah, she can bath herself. That's the point.
If she
Do you
can bath
understand?
herself, then that's
So
different.
she
You
can
can
do it
bath
on her own.
herself.
Another time she'll say, "Dad, can you bath me?" Oh, because she might just come out of bed or whatever, and she's lazy and she's tired. So,
So you're being abused, basically.
yes, we are abused parents.
Father.
It's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
one time.
Bath me now.
Yeah, she can bath herself.
I'm
Bathe me.
crawling out of bed.
Sorry, it wasn't even bathing her. It was being in the bathroom while she was bathing.
And that
That is what
one
she
of the
said to
things-
me. She
yeah.
said to me, "Can you leave because she needs privacy?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "You know what? You're right."
Because-
And I left.
No,
That's
I'll tell
one
my
of the
wife
things
no.
that I do.
But it's
because
weird
I
when she
want
was
to make
getting-
sure
don't tell
that
me
they
son
do
like
it
that again.
properly.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
No.
A girl should have their privacy, whether or not you think is right or wrong. I think this is where I say me as a man. I'm not telling a girl what is right or wrong in those types of situations. If a woman's telling me that an 8-year-old girl might need her privacy, then let her have her privacy, innit? That's for me. I don't see
you don't have no privacy from.
Nah,
from
you can't
resp-
say that, man.
I hear it's all right. I
You can't
hear
say that.
I don't want to be too flippant with it, but I just don't feel that around me that's necessary.
It's not necessary, but it's still good practice.
So
It's good practice because it might you don't want that person to think that it's okay for her to be
If you're,
that way in front of.
if you're talking about forming habits, then it's good practice.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not talking about from. I think that you can teach the different because there's always going to be a difference between me and somebody else.
well,
so-
the way you look, I suppose, yes.
Cold blooded.
Yeah, it's Get Stabbed Day. It's Get Stabbed Day. It's all good.
But
I just
think I don't think it's good practice.
This is an interesting one. So okay, you feel between 8 and 10, sometime around there. That's when dads and uncles should back up when it comes to girls.
Dependent on the mentality of the girl, innit?
What
or
about-
even the boy.
What about-
same thing?
Yeah.
What about the boys and girls sleeping in the same room? Because there's a law in it. At a certain age, they're not even allowed to sleep in the same room
I don't
anymore.
think
I
there's
don't.
a law.
I don't think there's a law.
I thought there was a law that after a certain age, boys and girls can't sleep in the
I
same
think
room.
I think
The-
there may be
simple-
a recommendation.
Simple. Don't even check, man. There's no law.
Let's check.
There's no law. How can you
No,
put
no,
a
no,
law
no,
that
no,
children
no.
can't sleep in the same
I
room?
think there's a recommendation. I don't think there's a law.
When you have 12
Yeah.
children in the same council house in Brixton, they can't stay in the same room. Come on now.
There is a recommendation, but there's no law. But I don't know. I think that when any child hits puberty and they're starting to go through that thing,
Change.
perhaps if you are of a different sex, then I think that's the time when you got to start thinking about them having separate rooms.
This is the thing that I think with you guys that's all got girls. What happens when the period drops, bruv? And your mum's not there?
Yeah, then you school them on it.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? How can you score something on somebody you've never had yourself?
Now, what you do is get knowledge. Simple things.
What did
You-
they call
you-
it? Game
you-
of Thrones? The Blooded.
There is currently no law in the UK about children of different genders sharing a bedroom. We would not advise that children of the opposite sex over the age of 10 share a room. This is coming from the NSPCC.
Yeah, 10. See, and that's puberty kicks in about a couple years after that. So dependent on the child, of course.
Are you prepared for it though, Mr. Wolf? For
Um,
her to come
at
and
the
ask
moment,
you what I want.
no, I'm not prepared yet because I've still got a few years.
Yeah, it's true.
But I will be. I have a lot of faith in her mum, in the females, in her family.
I said you.
And
I didn't say them. I said you.
You've taken your son
not
and daughter away. Their parent can't go, so
Mhm.
you've gone somewhere, and it happens
'cause that's how
whilst
it is.
whilst you're on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that it what I would do is I'll prepare myself in it. I'll buy the appropriate things. We'll have a discussion prior, around about the time we're talking about months, maybe years before it happens, and then it's not going to be a surprise. There's not going to be a situation that will happen that will make the both of us embarrassed. And this is the reason why you have to have really good open relationships with your children, both boys and girls.
Do you know how to put on a pad?
Do I know how to put one on?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Would you learn to do that before?
Yes. The idea is to be in tune with everything when it comes to those kind of things. I mean, I've got 2 sisters, so I know that I can get counsel from them, from their mum, from everybody, rather than just going online and reading up on a few things. You can speak to people who have actually experienced that first time. It's a pity that there's not a woman here to to have this discussion with the first time that a young girl goes through those things. I remember being at school and seeing a couple of girls going through it and how it was like a joke. You get me? So, you know, we'll make fun or whatever.
How would you know? Like they did it in this classroom?
Nah, you would see the blood.
Oh, deep.
And sometimes they have like
Like blood on the floor, whatever.
Man, what? This never happened with my school.
Yeah, no, it happened a few
Savages
times.
of South London.
they'll go in skirt and then half day they're going home in trousers.
What?
And an extra bag.
You lot were watching them hard, boy.
No, I've heard of this that
He was wearing a skirt this morning.
In schools they have like clothes that they keep aside for if this
If it
incident
happens.
happens, so that here's a replacement something, you know. And maybe I don't know who they're sending you to, probably the PE teacher, innit? And they'll give you whatever you need for that moment and let you freshen up and then give you a change of clothes.
Can you remember the first time you ever saw like a what's it called? Tampax or whatever it was?
No.
No.
I can.
And how was your experience,
I
bruv?
didn't know what the hell it was.
I
Somebody asked me to get it for them. Like, go and get me this figure. And I was like, okay.
I don't know.
I had no idea. What's this? They told me, shut up. Close the door on me.
I didn't.
I had no idea what it was.
I didn't know what it was either when I saw it. I thought it was
Like a weapon, innit?
It looked like no, the one that I saw it looked like a Vicks inhaler. You know the Vicks, remember the old school Vicks.
Are you dealing with
inhaler?
small one or are you talking about the long one?
The-
With the string. You extend it, innit?
Yeah.
The string is the tampon.
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 The tampon has the string so you can easily pull it out once it's been inserted.
And then you got the pads.
And the pads, most of them have wings, which
Yes.
you can fold around
Fold around the
Yes.
panties.
to let you fly.
The only thing I know about them things is
Well, you need to know, bruv. You got a daughter as well.
Body phone for you.
You got a daughter as well.
Yeah, you got a long time. You
Yeah,
got a long
those-
time.
You
no,
say-
I'm gonna get coached by the missus.
You're gonna get
Yeah,
coached.
one
Yeah,
time.
I'm
One
gonna
time.
I don't think any man's ready for that when it
You know
busts
what? You know what? It's not. You know what it is? It's for me. It's more the psychological stuff that I need to be coached on as well, because, kind of like I think everybody obviously has a different reaction to it depending on how it happens and where it happens and the rest of it. So I need to know psychologically how I'm supposed to behave because I'm quite nonchalant and quite flippant most of the time, and I can make a joke out of literally anything. But obviously, you know.
That- And you got to
gotta be
remember
sensitive
that
about them
yeah,
things,
you
man.
one
That's
you
what
got to
I'm
be
saying.
sensitive because of the new experience that they're going through, and two, they could be going through pain.
Let's show them Game of
So-
Thrones, man.
They could be going through pain. It could be all of that. But again, see, that's what I'm saying. I could make a joke out of anything. Like, oh my god, you're gonna die!
I've got a couple of friends. Well, I'd say quite a few guys that I know, about two or three guys who are single fathers, and two of them have got daughters. So it'll be interesting to hear what their feedback is, and they listen to the podcast. So boom.
Okay, cool. And if anybody's got any feedback, any girls that had to do this with their dads and say how if they pick up their dads if they did something well, let us know. Anyone that's had dads that didn't know what the hell they were doing, let us know too.
And also those that just walk around naked around their parents and feel
Don't worry though about your nakedness.
Sorry,
I'm surprised that the person said that, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, they.
I don't see the big deal of saying it.
I
What's the big deal of
know-
saying it?
No, I'm surprised that it happens. Let me say that then.
Why would you be surprised that it happened?
I don't think adults walk around naked around their parents.
I was seeing a
But
girl
why
one
would your
time.
parents walk around naked in front of you?
Because they did it when they always did it.
So what's the big deal if
That's what
everybody
I mean.
always does it? If you have no, this is the problem. This is why society has made us into a thing where we need to be worrying about walking around naked in front of your own parent. It's deep. What?
I don't walk around.
It's 'cause
naked
shame.
in front.
Shame.
Yeah, in front of my
Shame.
parents or the child.
Shame.
No, I've got a few friends, females that walk
You
around
that
their
said
dads.
I can't bloody buff my own child, but I
I
can
didn't,
walk
say,
around
I, didn't
naked
say
in
my,
front
I
of
didn't
her.
say my own child. I said
I went to my mum's once, and I had a shower there, and my towel dropped, and I was like, oh. And my mum was like, why are you getting up for? I ain't seen it before. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you saw it back then.
in his magnificence now.
You haven't seen what I am now. And she was like, listen, you're my child. You're always gonna be my child. I'm not gonna have a taboo thing about that. I'm like, That was it. Boom. I don't want you to look at my missus and be like, I know what my son is doing. Oh yeah, sorry. Quick fun fact. So we were talking about single fathers and stuff. I thought, let me just have a quick look. So father-headed households in the UK,
Single fathers.
400,000 families were headed by lone fathers in 2012. That represents 13.5% of all single-parent households in the UK, according to the Office of National Statistics.
Interesting. I mean, you know, all those who are single fathers, single mothers out there, much love to you, man. Keep on doing your thing.
All right, let's go on to something else.
Okay, one of the topics that we have on deck
I was gonna go for another topic, but go.
No.
Question.
Say what
question.
you're gonna say first.
Is it a question?
No.
Go on, Buff.
Yeah, go on. I took it right after.
You ain't gonna forget, man.
White working class boys left behind because of negative impact or focus on ethnic minorities and women. Labour's Angela Rayner claims she's part of the shadow cabinet. She's the shadow education secretary. What do you think about that? I think she's got a point.
Run that by us again, please.
You think they're getting left behind? But because of the people focusing on other people.
When I read it, I'll read it and then I'll read some of the article. All right, white working class boys are being left behind because of the negative impact of a focus on ethnic minorities and women. Angela Rayner, the shadow education secretary, said cultural change is needed among British white working class to encourage.
The way you're reading does not back this point, by the way, but carry on.
Yeah, because my throat is gone, unfortunately. To encourage more young people to strive to succeed. She told the Spectre magazine white working class boys had been left at the bottom of the heap.
That's bullshit.
The cultural
it is bullshit.
Wait, let him
Hold
finish.
on.
Wait a minute.
The culture towards migrant families towards education is considerably different to the culture of British families. That's something I've noticed. I'm from a white working class background, and our culture, and I think that's why working class boys aren't doing so well at the moment. UCAS tables literally has them at the bottom of the heap. What she's saying is that culturally, there's two aspects in play here. One is that education is a bigger factor for migrant families. Are we going to disagree with that?
I agree with that.
Culturally, yes.
All right. And she's saying, two, because of the focus on looking at the education system, and she's talking about working class here. She's not talking about affluent. So that makes the biggest difference. All right. Because we're pushing towards, she said, women and ethnic issues. When it comes to white working class boys, poor white boys, we're saying basically you can kind of like fend for yourself. You're a boy, you're white, just deal with it. And we put focus on the women and on the ethnics.
Yeah, the focus tends to be negative though. That's why black boys are getting expelled all over the gaff.
Hang on. So here's the important thing, Stavros. Here's the important thing to know, yeah? This is a matter of culture, yeah?
Yeah.
And the culture of ethnic minorities, especially from those from the African and the Caribbean communities in this country, I can only speak for those because I'm representing, is the culture is that we care about education.
Do we?
From home to here.
No, but now, this generation now, do you think
the generation that is...
There's still the generation, the young generation that's having young children.
Still very good and still one of the highest...
I don't know about this country. I don't know why I know so much about American culture, but in the Americas, the best performing students are Nigerian women.
And here,
women. What do you call it? The immigrants.
Yeah.
They're the best performing people.
Yes.
And Nigerians in general.
But again, so what I'm saying to you is
similar here.
This is within our culture.
I agree with you.
We know that. Yeah, we know that. So
I'm saying the younger.
What this woman is pointing out here is that British culture doesn't have education as one of the high points within it. That's what she's pointing out. That's not my fault. Fuck yourself.
Okay, but she...
Seriously, it's not.
No,
it's
but
not.
either way, but are you disagreeing with what she's saying then? Or are you saying, yeah, it's right? But
No, because
I don't think that focus of the school is...
I'm not...
because the way...
Wait.
The way that she's captioned it makes it sound like the education system is paying attention to the ethnics and forgetting the white boys. That's not what's happening. Your culture is letting you down.
Yes.
Fuck you and your lack of culture.
Yeah, because I know full well that when it came to attention, when I was at school, it wasn't attention because I was getting better grades than the rest of them. I was getting better grades than Jake in the corner, but Jake wasn't getting told every 5 minutes you're doing this, you're doing that. When Jake was not getting A's and whatever, and I was getting A's and B's and whatever, and he was there chatting, there'll be me that they'll be focusing on because I'm the black boy.
Correct.
So that was the focus I was getting, not the focus because my grades were better than others.
I think it's a bit maybe. Mr. Wolf went through this as well. I went to a school with there were hardly any white people. It was all blacks and some Orientals and Asians. Yeah, but it was mostly blacks. 75% blacks.
I went to the polar opposite.
So when you have this issue of you saying, the school and I was getting picked on. If you got picked on in my school, it wasn't because you were black. Yeah, if the teachers were picking on you, it was another reason. It's because you were fat or they didn't like you or maybe they're Caribbean and you're African or something. I don't know. Yeah. But it wasn't because you were black.
Yeah.
I can't relate to that.
You say that, but he said
he can't relate to it.
No, just because the majority of the people are black doesn't mean that they still would treat them differently.
Yeah, but it's harder for you to prove.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it doesn't mean that you could say that if those children were white, they would treat you the same way that they would have told those white children because they're very much like they would have.
But it's harder to prove.
All I'm saying is that
you're saying the majority of them are black, yeah?
In your school, you felt and you noticed and you could see, it was tangible. This person seems to be focusing energy on me, and I feel it's because of my race. Because of the other people of my demographic have the same focus on me, and we ain't doing the same things, or we're not any worse than the white students in the
white
school.
boys never got expelled, and the black boys were getting expelled left, right, and centre for things that was so minor compared to the white boys. And I had a black head teacher.
All right. So my point is that the people getting expelled in my school weren't getting expelled because of race, or nothing to do, or not that I could see.
I could see it for certain things, and I'm with you. There was a lot of a high population of black and ethnics in my school. One of the things that got kids suspended was hairdos. You know, a white kid will have his hair kind of shaven at the sides and got his little spiky bit at the top. A black kid does that and he's suspended. You get me? And things like that, little minor behavioural differences. Black kid suspended, white kid not. But what I would say is that my friends, the people that I was close with, my parents even, as Simple Simon has alluded to, is our parents are hard when it comes to the education. We don't mess about. And maybe perhaps the Caucasian middle class families are not as hard, because we know as black people that we can't be working class, so that we can't just be as good as them. We have to be better if we are going to achieve. And that was the push from the parents, and that is part of our culture.
And in some aspects, sometimes the teachers themselves actually appreciate having parents that are actually pushing their children to do stuff
and involved.
So then they at times will be like, well, yeah, Bola is doing okay. His parents are actually pushing Bola to do the work. And when I'm telling them what Bola's doing wrong, they're actually paying attention instead of saying to them, telling me to F off and do whatever that some parents tell them to do. So they might focus a little bit more on Bola than they might on Jake, because Jake's parents might not be feeling the same way about, school, because they know that when Jake's finished school, he'll go and be a builder and earn money doing that, or he end up doing, I don't know, something else that potentially that's what they're doing now. They don't really do school. I don't know, but that ain't got nothing to do with blacks. That's their own business. Or you both deal with yourself.
I think the article is just a nonsense. Personally, I think she's talking crap.
I think she needs to focus on the way that she writes it. I think she should have said, you know what, white boys are not doing well, and we need to find a way of making them do better. That's what they should have said.
Simple.
Instead of saying anything about the others.
Yeah.
Just leave the others alone.
Because we already go through through a lot of trauma. We go through a lot of difficult moments, not just in secondary and primary school. We're talking about from the stage at daycare. How there may be a child who is a little boisterous and they're looking to kick him out, or they're looking to put him at time out more than the other kids. You get me?
Look at the thing. They say black children, maybe black boys and black girls, are more likely to get higher grades in education than the white boys. But who's most likely to get arrested?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It doesn't match, does it?
It doesn't match at all. Numbers are out of skew.
Yeah, but the thing is that sometimes the image of us as black people, the way that we dress or whatever, the way that we walk or talk, I know that the authorities, whether it's head teachers, whether it's policemen and women, they look at certain man and think he is a whatless individual. I remember being stopped as a 14, 15-year-old, being quite smart in school, my friends being a lot more smarter than me, and police stopping us all the time, saying that there's a robbery that's happened in this area. You fit the description.
I've had that one as well.
This and that. And I remember the first time that I got stopped, I was like, robbery? We were looking at each other and we kind of found it funny. But then when it started to happen more and more, that's when we started to get more vexed. There's a robbery in the area, you fit the description, and that was it.
It's always time. You fit the description. So what is the description?
And then when we could drive, you drive, you turn around, the police are there and they're stopping you. Oh, why did you turn around? I think, well, man can't turn around and look at the car.
Bro, one time they asked me, why are you in your car in this part of London? I said, because that's what the reason of our car, innit? To drive it from one part of London to the other. The man just looked at me, he couldn't even answer, because he's like, okay, that makes sense. like what kind of question are you asking me now, man? I'm on my way to work. But going off that, let me go off to another topic. Messi Lingard. Have you not been seeing the thing that's been going around about Jesse Lingard?
To the people that don't know who he is, because there's going to be a few listeners who don't know who Jesse Lingard is. Explain, please.
Jesse Lingard is a Man United forward, a young boy. I think he's about 19.
Nah, he's grown, you know. He's like 24, 25.
Is he?
Bruv. Yeah, bro.
His face ain't grown. He looks like Milhouse from Simpsons. But anyway, Jesse Lingard apparently is going out with an Instagram model. That's a thing now, by the way. That's an actual occupation now, Instagram model.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's going out.
They make more money than me.
They make money,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
It's mad though, isn't it? Imagine that.
Well, apparently they're doing actual business a lot as well. But
Of course they are,
I'm not getting into that. But anyway, so
Big up Dubai.
Ashewo.
so he's been
Apparently Nigeria's a new destination for that.
So I've heard as well.
yeah, Joe Biden was saying that the other day. But I very much
doubt it's new.
I can't believe Nigerians can be paying big money to do
Definitely
that.
not new, bro.
I don't. Unless Nigerians are gonna collect the whole woman, I can't see them paying for it.
For those that don't know,
collect the
Ashewo
whole-
is a hoe.
So basically, Jesse Lingard, Instagram model, that's his wifey, whatever, right? And he has been caught cheating with a 30-something-year-old woman,
Single mother.
single mother. Yeah,
I don't know why that's important.
it
but-
was important for them, single mother woman, right?
Alright.
That's the headline.
And everybody was saying, why would you, when you got an Instagram model, go and sleep with this 31-year-old single mother?
31, you know.
I think it was 31, something. I can't remember the age.
That's
If
good
you- if you
prime
can-
meat.
If you can find it.
31 is prime meat.
Now, when I saw the woman, I expected her to look like the most bedraggled,
Some
haggard
snaggle
woman.
tooth.
I thought she was, you know, when
The
she,
way that
she-
they put the headline,
yeah,
right?
the way that she, no, because some people like on Twitter like, well, why would you? I never understand men and why. I thought she was gonna be dragging with one leg, all of this type of stuff. Like, I thought it was gonna be that bad. When I saw the woman, I was like, what's wrong with her? I actually said, what is wrong with the woman? That is what I thought. I was like, what's wrong with the girl? And then I thought to myself, why do girls believe that just because you're buff, your man won't cheat on you? That is just a nonsense.
I don't think. Do they believe that?
The way they were going on was like,
I think
if she's so buff, this girl was so, because they was assuming that, for me, the other girl wasn't even that pretty anyway. They were going on, because this girl's so pretty, she's a model, why do you now have to go from do your model to sleeping with this trash, basically?
Okay, I think the way women see it is that the way men look at women, one of the biggest things, or if not the biggest thing, is the aesthetics of the woman, how she looks. Now, if you've gone out of your way to find a woman who is an Instagram model, then clearly, let's. Unfortunately, we're going with stereotypes here, but let's say that maybe that is like one of your focuses. One of your focuses is how beautiful is this woman? Now, if you've gone out of your way to get one of the most beautiful women that you can find on the internet, then they'd be like, why would you cheat on one of the most beautiful women?
So
This is
with
how
a standard woman.
This is how I know this man's a G. Yeah.
Jenna Frumes, that's his girl, right?
Yeah, the woman that he cheated on with, is 32.
The
Yeah,
Jenna girl.
it's 32. But listen to the joke now. So he must have done that a few days before his own birthday or something like that. Yeah. So after the match, he cheated on the.
That's the other woman, by the way.
He cheated on his girlfriend with this other woman a couple of days before the match. And then for his birthday, he decided to cut out. And then for his birthday, he's with his girlfriend literally a couple of days later. But I don't see what the problem is here.
This is my issue.
I don't see why it's a big. What's the big deal?
This is the thing that I was saying. For one, his girl don't live in this country.
There's that too.
So then he's a footballer.
She's American.
Right, he's a footballer. I'm not assuming that I shouldn't say this, but I am going to. I'm not assuming that he's going to be the most loyal of human beings. As a 25-year-old footballer that's getting vagina dashed at him at all costs.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure she's going to be the most loyal of human
I
beings.
completely agree with you as well. They might have one open relationship that they both might not know about. Yeah,
These players ain't loyal.
They ain't.
From what I've heard about some American women, they're like, during the week I'm in a relationship and on a weekend anything can go down.
Oh, no, dude, he said the States, you know.
I've heard that.
But
I've heard that.
But so I expect him to be banging. I think she's probably expecting him to be banging. I don't think that she thought that he wasn't banging. I just don't want. I think they're going by the notion of the old school Nigerian notion of if I don't see it, it didn't happen type thing. Yeah. So when people were going online and were like, I can't believe it. Why would you do it? The first thing that came to my head is, for one, this woman could be an absolute filth, and that alone negates most looks. True. That's alone. If you're
Shout out John Terry's mum. I know it's not his mum, but
Do you know what? Even up to this day, I haven't seen that video. You know,
oh my days, she's a wrong one,
John Terry's mum being blowjobs.
The joke is, the woman that he cheated on with, the 32-year-old, she called him a love rat after reading about his girlfriend in The Sun. I'm like, why would
Come
you?
on.
Yeah, exactly.
She might not have known that he had a girlfriend.
might not know.
knows.
She said that she
man.
feels used.
Did I know that I had a girlfriend? No.
Who?
And I follow football.
Why would you have to know?
You don't have to know.
Fam,
Why would you have to know?
Fam, if she is a Man United supporter.
So?
Yeah? From time you're looking at a footballer, just know, even if they don't have someone they've claimed, just know that you're not special. You're everybody's friend.
Let's use another example of Man United, because it seems Man United is the team of choice, yeah? Do you remember Rooney banged that granny?
Yeah.
But
Which one?
Come on now.
But again,
And
she
how-
might have been a filth.
I'm sure she was.
I'm sure that Colleen and him, because him and Colleen got together when they were quite young. So
young.
Colleen might not have been, she might not have been experienced. So she might have just been, like when what's his name, Chris Rock said that when they lick the dick, they lick it, they just lick it, they don't do nothing with it, and they just lick it, and they're like, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to touch it. She might have been on that flex because she's young, she's not really into this, and this granny was showing him things.
She might have been an Issa.
Yeah, this granny might have been eating his
for real,
bottom,
bro.
doing all of this type of stuff that she was on.
Woman said Jesse whinged to me about not having sex for a long time.
You sit there,
It's clear sex is all that's on his mind.
you sit there. The girls in the
Yes,
States.
because men think about so many other things. Football and sex.
That's it, bro.
So Jesse
Football,
was boring
sex,
true.
and a sandwich.
It don't matter how good. Look, I think a good sandwich is always
good one, boy.
But let me tell you something. Yeah,
That's a sandwich. Like.
it came to the point where when people were like, I don't understand how you could go from. But it just wants. I don't understand. Like, why you think that men? Beyonce got cheated on, innit?
Leave them, man. Leave them.
Beyonce got cheated on. I thought that was enough to let you lot know that it happens.
For women that don't know, yeah, if you're one of these women that feels, why would the man cheat if he's got the Benz Panani at home? Why is he going out for the Skoda? Yeah?
Skoda Octavia, bro. It's got the same engine, you know.
Let me tell you.
Skoda's got good engine.
Let me tell you.
Break it down.
What they say is, this is so I've heard. Yeah, so I've heard. There's no pum better than new pum. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you have at home. And the great Joe Biden once said, yeah, it doesn't matter how bad the chick is. There's a brother tired of banging her.
Oh,
True. And he didn't use those exact words, but that's what he said. No matter how bad the chick is, there's somebody tired of banging that chick.
Yeah,
and
this
they'll
is-
find a new pum to bang.
and it's not even just the sex. It could just be anything. She could just be annoying.
Yeah.
This is
Buff
where
girls can be annoying, you know.
no. But this is where man, like the and all them man we need on the podcast to really speak on the thing, because back in the day,
Why you just putting their name out there? But anyway, go on.
nah. Maybe I should put that.
Go on. I'm gonna bleep the name anyway.
Yeah, just bleep the names. Go on.
Gangster. Yeah, because back in the day, we all heard about the stories of new non-bread, bruv. I call it non-bread. You get me? New
Peshwari.
pom, new
Keema.
pussy, whatever you want to call it. When it's new and fresh, it's just like I don't know. It's like a dream come true, isn't it? Just all things are happening on that day. You've got something new and something special. The sex is new experiences. Your heart rate goes up a little notch. The regular pussy is no longer there. So Jesse Lingard and whoever all these other guys are that are getting new pum Wayne Rooney with new granny pum. It's
Granny
just
pum.
it's just new, and guys tend to like.
Listen, in 2018, sorry, stuff.
If you have the meal that is cooked to perfection by your other half, perfection, the best meal of your life, and then she cooks it every single day, after a while, it don't care. I'll have the McDonald's. Because I can't have that same meal every time and be satisfied.
It's dirty.
It's just greed. So that's it.
Dirty McDonald's.
Yeah, it's greedy.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is why in 2018, I said as a podcast we need to get more women on there to answer certain questions.
No doubt.
Because when we get women on here, we don't ask them the questions that need to be asked. Because I want to know whether or not women think of new dick the same way that men think of new pussy. I want to know when do women think of new penis the same way that men think of new vaginas. Because we always hear about men talking about new pussy. You never really hear about women talking about new dick so much.
You know why?
I'm saying a new dick.
I think I know the answer.
What? Go on.
I think
they were like a more established dick.
No. I think that it's harder to find good penis. No, let me explain it. I think men, in general, now that I've been there, are better in bed than women. I think women
We spoke about this in season one. Women, I remember,
aren't as good as they think they are.
in bed.
Yeah. I think men have to coach women. Men have to lead women. I think most women you're dealing with is just almost like making up numbers kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that's why looks is so important, because that plays a massive part. I think an ugly man can bang you to death, and it wouldn't even matter that he's ugly because of the
way that he's done the thing.
Whereas a beautiful woman,
I don't think so. I think women do like the looking at the man.
I'm not saying it doesn't make a difference.
Feeling chest and all them.
Yeah. All right, don't get me wrong. That's,
that's what penis.
How it looks. Yeah, appearance is always going to be important on both sides. I'm not saying that. I just think that when you find a man that can deal with you very well, a woman kind of knows that man works well for me, because I think some men just work for some certain women. Maybe he's not good for you, but he's good for the next whatever. But they're happy with the banging they're getting. So it's other things they might lack with that man. It's like, at least in bed he's good.
So they're happy with the meal.
But he's not as attentive outside of the bedroom. He doesn't call me as much as I want. He doesn't take me out, blah blah, all that kind of stuff.
But are they happy with the meal? Are you saying that they're happy with the daily meal then?
Well, all right. Stavros always says that the reason a man cheats and the reason a woman cheats is different. A woman will cheat usually for emotional reasons, and a man will cheat just because he's greedy. A man will know that he's got
greedy women out there.
A man will know he's got the best meal at home. He just wants a different meal. A woman,
I will co-sign that.
A woman thinks that all of a sudden her meal is not that good anymore. I can get a better meal. Part of that meal is not just the sex though.
What about losing perspective? So you might say that the man knows he's got the best meal at home, but what the best meal is determined by contrast, isn't it? You have to have bad meals to realize, yeah, you know what, for real, my meal's the best meal. Unless
it's the first woman you've been with. Most people have been around the block.
Yeah, but time, innit? After time, you forget, man.
I just think most men, when they cheat because they just want something new. I think most men cheat, and
men cheat on opportunity.
That's what I was gonna say.
Men cheat on opportunity.
No, some men seek the cheating, so I'm not.
Yeah, some men do seek it, but
I'm not even some. A lot of men seek the cheating.
I would say a lot. I'd say a lot of opportune. A lot of opportune.
Fair enough, but the point is that it's like I was gonna bang that. I was coming right back. 50 Cent said it. I was just banging it. I was gonna come right back. Oh, sorry, Jay-Z said it. Sorry. Yeah, they're coming back. That's what they think. Whereas a woman, if she's in a relationship, I'm talking about two people that are in a relationship, man and a woman. The man knows his wife's good. He knows he ain't leaving, and he cheats because the opportunity came up, or he was just being greedy. I think a woman gets complacent. Women get more complacent than men. After a while, it's like he's not looking as good as he used to do. He's not building up his resume as much as I think as I want him to. He's not progressing as fast as I want. And all this is do that work.
Yeah, but it takes longer for them, I think, for women.
Yeah, but the point is, when they go with the next dude
to cheat.
No, it takes longer for them to get to the point of cheating.
I'm not having that. I think what some women just go out there and cheat, same way man go out there and cheat.
Don't get me wrong, but I think
there's some women that want to get dicked down, and the man that at home is not dicking them down, and they see a man there, they see the thing, they see the hand, they say they want to get dicked down, and they go and get dicked down.
Yeah, but I think that they're a minority report. Though.
Nah, don't think that. And this is the problem with man, because man will keep thinking that to the day that they die because their ego allows them to make them feel better. But when they're going home, that woman might be getting dicked down.
No, but until you say,
listen,
what about
Jeff
his woman?
from accounting is giving them the
dick.
He's giving her the accounts.
But we have to understand the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is not because of looking at women and not my ego or anything like that. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because of the way attraction works with women and the way attraction works with men.
All right.
As a man, I know I can sleep with a woman that I don't like.
Let me ask you this question, fam.
But I want to have sex with her.
Let me ask you this question.
I don't know if women are able to do that in the same way.
They can. Let me ask you that question.
In the same way.
Let me ask you the question.
Maybe out of revenge or something.
Let me ask you the question, yeah? Us man them know.
I agree with simple.
Plenty man here, yeah, that has slept with women that's got man. Yes?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they
I
told
don't know any of those people.
Okay.
Pinocchio.
And sometimes, do we not even hear that there's nothing wrong with the man? In fact, sometimes the man themselves are like, this is a good man, you know?
Yeah, but again, what I'm saying to you,
those are the
worst. You're talking about a minority. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
I'm saying I think it happens a lot more than we think, because we're talking about our circles. I'm talking about if you listen to podcasts, other podcasts where certain mans are talking, you'll hear them talk about the same thing as well. Yeah, but this girl's man is fine, and I'm just there poking out because she just wants the dick.
When you hear, let's be real. When you hear a man come back and be like, boy, such and such with such and such, yeah. And you know the dude in question, and you know the girl in question, you can say, I can see why.
Not all the time. If I don't know them, I have to know them
in your head, yeah.
I'm trying to think of you're talking about.
Name one time. Don't name it. But think of one time in your head where a dude has told you he's come and dealt with a chick that is with a dude, and you know of the dude at least, yeah. You kind of know him, and you know that dude ain't gangster like that. There is not one man that I know where his girl has cheated on him, Not one that I can think of off the top of my head now. I know it's not a lot, but there's not one I can think of where I know that his chick has cheated on him, and I'm thinking that dude is a thoroughbred. Not that nice guys, yeah, but a thoroughbred, because there's a difference between a nice guy and a thoroughbred.
He's calling them like the slaves used to
No,
call them.
there are some
bucks.
What thoroughbred do you know? And it's like they go cheating on them.
Bruv, there's half of these people that you call thoroughbreds now, their girls are cheating on
Yeah,
them.
but do you know about it though? I don't know about it.
Yeah, but
I
else out there, the man know
women,
that.
women can. I think that they're better at getting away with it.
Blatantly.
They will cheat, yeah, when the dude has done something to them.
Not always, man.
If he's a thoroughbred,
Not all the time,
no, when
bro.
I say thoroughbred, I mean thoroughbred. I mean people like myself. Yeah, women will cheat on me if I've done them something, and they're getting revenge.
I don't
They're
think
not cheating
so.
on me when I'm being legit.
I don't think so.
But that might be the majority. There would be.
There will be women that will do
There
it.
will be
There will be
some
women
women
that-
who
they-
are out there just getting.
I don't know
Them
what
shiesty
because they
hoes.
want them.
There are
because they want the
there were some women that are
They're not women then. They're
Not-
shiesty whores.
no. There's some women that are well, they ascribe to what we atypically call male behavior. They have exactly the same way. So the same way.
Yeah.
I don't think thoroughbred go out with them kind of chicks.
I don't think that. Listen, I think that anybody can be cheating on you, boy.
Any-
Don't take that. Don't have this thoroughbred. They get cheated on the same way. And
anybody
the
can
same
be
way that you feel that
cheated
you're a
and
thoroughbred,
anybody
there,
can
yeah?
cheat,
Same
yeah.
way that you think you're a thoroughbred in your circle. In the next man's circle, you're the small meat.
And the question you got to ask is, who am I in my circle?
If you're a thoroughbred, okay, let's do this with let's do this with paper now, yeah. Let's say that you're earning 500,000 in your circle. And no one else is earning 500,000. Everybody else is earning 70, 80, 90. You still look good. You go to the gym. You look good. You smell nice. You blah blah blah.
Yeah.
When you go into a circle where man's earning 2.4 billion, it don't even matter if his stomach is big, bruv. You're not in his circle. He's not a thoroughbred in that
because you make more money than me.
Sometimes it's like that.
In my circle.
Not for me.
Sometimes like let's do that.
Most of my peoples, we discussed this the other day, make more money than me. And
What?
that doesn't mean you're more thorough than me.
A lot of people think they're thoroughbred than you.
I ain't got that kind of money, but dicks will hit
make-
spleen, boy. Trust me.
But I was saying they could see in my circle. You are the small meat.
In
We're
my
the people
circle.
that we spit on. That's how they see it. So it's not necessarily in your circle you're thorough. In the next man's circle you're not necessarily that thorough.
Okay.
And then the girl can go to the next man's circle and say, "Boy, this is a different life that I'm seeing here, boy." And then when they go back to your circle, your life ain't that special anymore.
He right.
And then they're wondering whether or not that dick is different.
Not me. Yeah.
And they're wondering if that 2.4
look,
billion pound dick
Alright.
is a good dick.
So hold on, what you're saying?
Stop.
Are you guys saying that you feel your finances dictate how gangster you are?
No, I would say they're a contributory factor.
Yes. It can add to your sauce.
I will go.
It can
I will-
add to your
wait,
sauce.
I'll go as far as to say this. Yeah, let's have another man who's a clone of not a clone of you, but there's another man who is 75% of you. Yeah,
Yeah.
75% of you. Yeah, and earns 50% more money. There you go.
You make it much more than make it much more than 50% for it to make sense.
But you know the point.
It's quite fine.
100%.
You know what I'm saying though. You got my point.
I get your point, and
I think
my brain is doing the
that
math.
I think that a lot of men, it's made up of different seasoning, isn't it? And if you got money, that's a season, bruv. That's
Yeah.
all purpose.
Don't get me wrong.
That's all purpose right there, bro.
Money is all purpose.
Everything else is, you know what I mean? Good looks is chicken stock, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you've got nice hair, it's time. You know what I'm types of stuff like that, yeah? But money is all purpose, bro. No matter what you want, no matter what food it is, no matter what it is, you all need all purpose.
Yeah, you throw money on it, it tastes all right. Is it half decent at least?
Money is all purpose.
Without the
So-
time and all the rest of it, you put all-purpose season on there. It's half decent.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I can't argue with the fact that money enhances,
It does.
but I just don't. So I'm not saying it wouldn't enhance me.
I'm not saying
it doesn't.
equivalent.
It doesn't change me from. It doesn't stop me being gangster. If
You can be gangster,
cut my money in
but
half,
you can
and
only
I'm
be
still
gangster in your circle, bro.
Yeah.
In your price range.
You're gangster on your block and he's gangster in your city.
Yeah, you're gangster in your aisle number 12. That's your gangster. you know, you got Westfields in the one in West London.
Yeah.
Where you got the normal shops like the Zara's and the this, that, and the other.
And then you have the
and then
Gucci,
you got the
Versace
the designer section where you just, if you ain't got the money, you don't even walk in there. That's you stay in your Zara and whatever section, and there's next man that's in that designer section that we can't see yet because we're not in that designer section yet. You can dabble in there, and you can dabble with their women as well. Let me not even tell you they're like a bit rough, but they ain't marrying that rough. That's what you are, the bit of rough. You are the gardener that comes in and and cuts the lawn and then asks them for lemonade or whatever when they're hot. That's what you are.
Basically, what he's saying is, in modern times, your faces will not be on Instagram together. Put it that way. Yeah, you're that one.
No, she might put you on Instagram, but you will be the cleaner. This is very interesting. The hedge clipper. That's what you are.
I cut them hedges.
Excuse me, senora.
No.
Please, no. Lemonade, please.
Lemonade.
He's the gardener.
Don't touch me. This is a fence. I have a wife.
He's the gardener in House of Cards, man. Ain't you?
Yeah.
I can't
Gardener in
remember.
the house. The guy that used to have the coffee shop.
The black guy.
Yeah. That's you stuff.
The aggressive one, boy. He was not happy with my man there, boy. Good.
You can't remember. Black guy, man.
And I just watched the thing as well.
Don't worry.
Anyway, that was very interesting. I do like that. But I'm not having it. That's just I guess I do have to have it. But what you're doing when you're saying that, it's just denting my ego. Just my ego's just like money's not having it.
It wasn't to dent your ego. It was just to recalibrate it.
I just would love to see what women would say regarding the new dick. I would love to hear what they would say because, as I said, men are always like, yeah, new pussy. We never really hear about women talking about new dick. Is new dick
They like
important
to keep it
you?
undercover.
Is new dick important?
New dick
to you?
is a secret thing, just like the bullets that they have in their purse.
Man said new dick is a secret thing like the bullets in the purse.
And they have bullets, you know.
Jeez.
Are you talking about the vibrating bullets?
This guy,
You know the ones where they go in the toilet, you know, they go in the toilet at lunchtime and they
Who's
get their
masturbating
thrill.
at lunch?
Really?
Women's.
I'm not giving,
Women's, bruv.
that's why I don't give people lunch break.
Man said he doesn't give people lunch break.
Have your
lunch
desk.
at the desk.
You at your desk,
I
fam.
think they ain't doing at the desk, you know, them secret ones, bruv.
Boy, just don't do
Them
it near
secret
me.
filth.
boy.
Wasn't them kegel balls and whatnot?
Kegel balls, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
man.
be there, just rolling it around.
Don't leave your girl around me.
True
Anyway.
player for real.
What's the next, man? Let's go to the next thing.
Essence magazine has been bought by an independent black-owned company called Essence Ventures LLC. And
Independent.
the all-black, all-women executive team at Essence will all have an equity stake in the business.
And who owns Essence?
Black folk.
Which one does Oprah own? Oh,
I don't know. Old magazine.
it's isn't it?
I didn't even know it was an old magazine.
Yeah.
Occasion?
No, it's just oh.
You know
Man
which
said
occasion is it?
occasion, you know.
You know which one is occasion?
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
Only
The
Nigerians can
Nigerian
make
one.
a magazine of just parties. That's the whole magazine, you know. Well, it's like okay, really, isn't it? Okay, is kind of like the same thing, isn't it? Really.
No.
Occasion is
Occasion is
literally just
just-
for parties.
I don't think they've even put words in it, you know.
It's just
He just
regular people who have a party and they go in the magazine.
No,
You know, occasion.
You know what occasion is?
It's
Instagram.
Yeah, bro. Occasion is Instagram. It's Instagram because all they do is
Occasion was Instagram before Instagram.
yeah, because all they do is put pictures and tag people in it.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
the whole magazine.
It's true.
Auntie Funke, 70th birthday. How can somebody's random birthday just be in there? Auntie Funke's
and we
70th
don't
birthday
even know them.
of-
Nobody knows
of
them.
Lagos, blah blah blah.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't just
No
tag
one really
somebody.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
you and your family and your friends would buy the magazine.
The whole
if
point
you
of
were in it.
occasion, the whole reason for occasion
the
is
outfits, bro.
for tailors. Yeah, to tailors to say which
outfits.
one do you want.
Oh,
and you
look
put
at that outfit. I want that one.
The point of
bro.
occasion is for flashing.
Yeah.
Only a flashing society will have Occasion magazine. Occasion, for those of you that don't know, is a Nigerian magazine. Is
Yes.
it,
It's Nigerian, man.
Is it just Nigerian or West
it's
Africa?
Ovation.
Ovation, yeah.
Ovation.
That's it,
Sorry,
Ovation.
sorry.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
apologize to the Ovation crew, but it's a Nigerian magazine, and like the guys have said, all it has in it is parties. So you have this wedding, this birthday party, this and that, but whatever it is, and they just have pictures
Of
this-
randoms, you know.
of people in this party.
There was a little bit of advertising in there as well, but aside from that, the content
There
is
will always be
parties.
advertising.
These
So
ain't class F or G celebrities or class
These
Z.
are actual
These are
aunties.
just regular folks. bro.
Actual aunties that's there.
and this has been Ovation magazine is for as long as I can remember.
It's been
All,
out
all
for
I'm
a
saying
long
is,
time.
all I'm saying is, Nigeria created Instagram.
Yes, we are the original instance.
And
We
it
tagged them
it's
as well.
just there to flash. I want my picture in a magazine, and so you would take the pictures or you'd hire a photographer and they would put it in in Ovation.
Slightly, you with the pictures in Ovation, though, innit?
No, if I wanted my pictures in Ovation, there would be an Ovation. Even an online thing. I
Fam, I
want
want
the video.
I want my wedding pictures to be in Ovation.
Are you being serious?
I'm a proper Nigeria. I want it to be there.
Do it.
I want it to be there, so I can point to it.
Do it.
And this is,
No, you don't.
I really do.
Do it.
That's his wedding.
If it
present.
could be an occasion, if it could be an ovation, if the missus is happy with it, if it could be an ovation and she's happy with the pictures, I'll put them in ovation. Why not?
Yes, yes. Let's do it. Let's do that. So
funny. It's funny.
Imagine the next time you go to the night. Hey, I see your wedding inside.
That's the thing, because you can be famous just from Ovation magazine.
I was actually
it's properly Instagram.
No,
I told you.
The thing is, I mean, just yesterday, one of my colleagues, I hadn't seen her in a while. She just recently got married, and I spoke to her about your wedding. She spent nearly just over the amount that you did.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what wedding for.
No, because she was. Thank you. Don't mind this guy. So she was talking about her pictures and all these things, and I was saying, yeah, they're really nice. And I said, but my bridging, his ones were better. So we were having a look at your trailer.
You don't say that, bruv.
No. You're looking at your trailer. You're looking at your photographs and all these things, and the quality that your one had. If they were inside Ovation, it would up the quality of Ovation.
My thing was legendary.
It was bad, like the trailer, the YouTube video.
I feel like I didn't see all of this,
Do you know what? The YouTube video, is 6 minutes, and yesterday was the first time that I watched it in full.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that.
It's a private video. I don't even know how he's gonna.
You probably sent it to him, and
I would have sent it to everyone, and you lot would have been you would have ignored the invitation. Simple Simon.
What?
I would have sent it to you. I would have sent it to the group.
I
You sent it to the
personally
group, yeah.
did not agree with it.
Agree with what?
What did you not agree with?
Because no Nigerian should ever have a wedding video that lasts 6 minutes. You should have a video that is long enough.
I had a half an hour one as well.
That is still.
My mum and dad.
There should be a night available for people to sit down and watch the whole wedding.
They were like,
the whole wedding. I mean everything.
So we did the video. We brought it to the family house. Played it to everyone. Only half an hour. I'm like, it doesn't need to. What is this rubbish? Make them do a longer one. I'm like, Mummy, they don't do that these days. They don't do all 4 hour videos.
4 hours.
5 hours.
The whole VHS.
I remember.
It's not necessary anymore.
You must go. You used to sit in the house.
Video, man.
You used to sit in the house and you watch it all the time because any family member that comes
over.
we would watch that same video over and over and over.
Come on, look at Bolade's
because they want to make sure that you see them in the video.
The graphics.
I have to see myself. Yeah, when it fades in, innit? Stavros marries Madka.
You know,
they don't even have any of that.
Jesus. To be honest, I was expecting it to be a bit longer, but once it came and it was concise and it had everything, and it's like it didn't need to be longer.
No, it has to be long. I have to see myself at least 20 times. I have to see myself eating. I have to see that. I have to see the food at the table.
That's what the aunties want to see.
They want to see you dancing for 2 hours straight. They want to see somebody dancing for 2 hours straight. Why? I don't know, but it needs to happen.
And they're watching it over and over again.
They don't, because I got. Here's the thing with wedding stuff as well. I had to fight to get the raw footage from the photographer and the videographer.
Yeah, they don't want to give you the
now because Stavros can do a little bit of videography. I can do a little photography. I can do a little bit. I went to college and I did a lot of all this stuff. So I when I was sourcing these guys, I said I want all the raw footage. Hit him. Why? I'm like, because I'm paying you to record something. He's like, yeah, but we don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? Why not? He's like, well, what would you do with it? And I had to explain, well, I can use this stuff. I can edit my own video with all the stuff you do. And they're like, well, we don't do that. Some of them were going to try and charge me more. I had to rewrite whole different contracts with the photographer because he's like, I own the pictures though. I'm like, what do you mean you own the pictures? He's like, well, I don't want you using the pictures outside of wherever. Like, if you put it on, post it on Facebook, it's cool. But what if you become famous, you can't just put it in OK Magazine and I don't get money from it. It's my pictures. I had to be like, Jesus. So it got to the point where I had to concede ownership of my own wedding. Well, everybody does. All these big photographers, that's what you're doing.
Peak.
You might not know it, but that's what you're doing, yeah? So all you people that have been married and you would have just signed it all away, you might not have even realized. If you did decide at some point that you were rich and famous and OK Magazine did want your wedding pictures, it would be...
They could give it to them.
It would. The photographer has rights to say either yes or no, and then even if they do say it, then I want the money. Or we're going to split the money such and such way. You couldn't just put it in OK Magazine and not get sued by the person that took your pictures.
It's deep, man. It is deep.
And it's the same with the videographer people, man. And it was, we had big arguments. And the thing with the videographers, I wanted them because they were black. So I actually had to break it down to, listen, there's other people as well. I'm choosing you. Yeah, you're just as good as everyone else. You're not any better or worse. Don't get me wrong. But because you're black, I want you. I want you at my wedding. So don't make me choose somebody else over this. And then everybody says the same thing, so go somewhere else then. It had to be my missus, because it was brothers. And one of the brothers and me just butt heads. And the other two, my missus and the other people, had to almost like pacify, like, listen, calm down. Just let's just basically we both had to concede a little bit. But yeah, they wanted to fight over it.
You should have moved to them, boy.
Not fight, but they properly.
You should have let some of the artists loose on them, boy. The artists would have dealt with them, boy. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not giving in the bit? There would have somebody's shoe would have come flying. A gele would have went in the eye. A gele is a dangerous weapon, you know.
My colleague, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, she said just for the engagement, she wants to be with a Nigerian man.
Hey,
For the gele and all of that stuff.
Where's she from?
She's from Ghana, bruv.
Hey,
Just for
but
the engagement.
They don't like
bruv.
their men. I've told you that already.
Just for the
This is
engagement.
known. It is known.
I love the whole ceremony. I love everything.
It is
Yeah,
known.
but their engagement ceremony is very similar.
It is
but-
known.
Well, she knows that, but she likes
Yeah, but they're calm.
Do they have gele in Ghana?
They have a head tie, but it's not like ours.
It is known.
No, I'm saying no.
They have a head tie.
It is known. Okay, what was we actually started this conversation off of something else. Not,
Off
what,
a question.
and it
of,
wasn't-
Essence.
Essence magazine. Yeah, sorry. Let's go back. So yeah,
Let's go back to Essence.
it's good to
man.
see that they're black-owned magazine, man. It's good to see that it's gone back to black people. I think we need to start doing this a lot more with some of these companies. 'Cause
Back to black.
it would be nice to see a list of the companies that are selling black products that are not owned by black people, and it's probably gonna be a vast list. And we need to find ways of bringing that back, man. Bringing that back home.
It's like, let me give you an example.
Let me not say anything about the
of-
Jews before they cut me off the podcast.
let me give let me give you an example of
Why? Because they made your microphone. No, I'm joking.
I'll give you an example of Choice FM. Back in the day, Choice FM was a black owned radio
There is no
station.
Choice FM.
And yeah, hold on, let me land. So they were Choice FM.
We need it all, innit?
Yeah, we knew that.
Ivor.
No, he was an employee. Yeah, he was like one of the directors. The owner was someone called Sutton Kenlock, and I actually coached his nephew when I was coaching, doing football coaching, and we know his daughter as well. Yeah, if you was to see her, you'll recognize her. But anyway, so they had their radio station. They started out in a house, then it went from a house to Brixton, from Brixton to Borough, from Borough to Central London, and then they sold it off. This same guy owned Jamaica Airlines as well, and he sold it off to the big corporation, innit? He sold it off to Capital, and that's when things started to change. You get me? The DJs that we knew and loved, the ones that played our kind of music, and then when they sold it off to the white man, it just diluted and changed into something else, to
Urban radio station.
Capital Extra or something like that.
Capital Extra.
And if you listen to it now compared to what it was back then, nothing like what it was.
It's gone back now, hasn't it? It's gone,
And this is the thing. When you sell what belongs to us, we have to encourage ourselves to sell it back to ourselves, bruv. Simple.
You might say us, but the owner might say me.
True.
This belongs to me, and I want I want my money.
And that's the thing. He done what he done. Apparently, he sold it for 21 million.
well,
You get me?
Not to put your business out there,
but you know,
well,
we ain't counting your
apparently he
pockets.
sold it for. Well, that's the word on the street. Who really knows? But what Essence have done is a big thing as far as I'm concerned, and I would like to do a little background research on who they sold it to.
I'll be interested to know white focus
because
companies.
those people are probably they probably ain't black.
I would like to know any white focus companies that are owned by black people. That's focused only on white people. I would like to know that.
I don't think we have.
Yeah,
that.
but it says Essence has been bought. Essence magazine has been bought by an independent black-owned company called Essence Ventures LLC. So do your research
Okay.
there.
So I think it started off.
Essence Ventures is a black company that has bought Essence magazine.
Yeah. So I think at
Motown's
first it was.
another
I
one.
think it's almost the same thing with what you're saying with Choice FM. The first started off as a black-owned company. Then it got bought by, I think it's Viacom or something like that. I can't remember who. You might say it where you're reading actually, but it was bought by a conglomerate anyway. And then these guys have bought it back again. Whether or not they bought it back because it's fading with sales or whatever, I do not know. But Black Girl Magic all the way.
I don't know what their online presence is, but publications is
It's dead now.
it's not exactly the route you want to go down.
Yeah, but magazines in general are not really the way to go because
Did Instagram kill magazines as well?
He's an old man, don't worry.
He said publications, and you said, yeah, but magazines are not really.
publication.
Is Instagram killing the magazines now?
It's not Instagram. It's Facebook.
Yeah, but Facebook's killing
Facebook and Twitter. Why are you picking up a magazine
I
when
don't
you have the
think-
internet? Just the internet in general.
Yeah.
Why are you
So
picking up a magazine?
I was about to say.
Yeah, but I'm talking about these
it's
hair
the
magazines,
internet.
these hair beauty thingy magazines. I think they're getting destroyed by Instagram.
It's the internet. It's just straight, whether it's apps from wherever, it is just the internet. And it's not just magazines, it's newspapers as well.
Newspapers are gone,
You've
man.
got these newspapers that are begging us to give them money. Can you give us a £1 donation or subscribe for £1? The Times and the Guardian and all of these ones. Nobody really reads the papers nowadays, bruv.
Do they still do page 3?
Raw.
The Sun magazine,
Raw.
bro,
They still do
the
page 3.
filthiest
They
of all
probably
newspapers.
do. If the
But
Sun,
what is a page 3 now?
the Sun magazine, yeah, it's true because you got Instagram. It's true.
Anything else?
There
Anything else
was-
you can
there
see
was-
Titty now?
there was a
That used to be
campaign.
the only way you could see Titty.
I
There
don't
was
think
a
the Sun-
campaign to stop.
Yeah,
page
I don't
three.
think the Sun does it. I think they do a woman. I don't think she's covered. I think I've seen people when I'm on the tube and there is a newspaper that says the only like remaining page three,
It'll be
like the Star or
the
something.
Star. Yeah, with the Star.
And like the only page 3 newspaper now.
Daily Star.
Something
That
like
is
that.
grime.
Jeez. Or the Daily Sport, bruv.
Well, Daily Sport maybe.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
One
Yeah.
of them, anyways. But I don't think the Sun does it.
That used to be the only way you could see a titty
Them
before.
flasher newspapers. Only flashers we read them
Yeah.
kind of newspapers.
I mean, imagine it. Somebody says, "Yeah, we just want topless women for this page."
On the page 3.
Think about it.
just
Think
titties.
about it now. Like,
That is
But the Sun is disgusting. Remember when I was
That is,
waiting?
that is patriarchy.
Who was it? Which girl was it? Was
finest.
it Lindsay Dawn McKenzie?
Oh, but then
when
they had
she
the
said
man one.
16,
Was it the-
they were chasing her down to put her in the page 3.
Samantha
page
Fox
is it
and all
page
these
7
people.
fella or there was a
I ain't looking at page 7.
there was a
fella,
there was
bruv.
a there was a
I
there was
don't
a
know
next
what
one.
you're on
Yeah, they
about.
had a man on it where
I
they,
don't know.
to balance it out.
I don't
Some
know.
six pack.
All I know is that they were looking for girls to turn, like doing countdowns, so they could put them on page 3 titty. Disgraceful.
All right, guys. That's last. Yes.
Are we doing a short one today?
No, this is the new thing, innit? We don't want to hold on. It's not the new thing. It's going back to the property.
Let's ask the question, innit?
Which one about my new thing?
Let's see what the public say, because obviously we can do the 2 hours, or we can do an hour and a half.
Well, this one's good. An hour and a half.
Yeah, but in general, I think in general we let it flow to what we can flow to, but try and keep it down to an hour and a half if you can.
January 2015.
What?
That's when the Sun called time on
Page 3.
page 3.
Who was the
Ah.
last page 3 girl? Did you say?
Oh yeah, she's gonna be famous, isn't it? The last one.
No, it doesn't say.
She's not that famous. She's probably on Instagram now. Show some teddy.
She's famous.
Turn your back on page
Somebody's
3.
circle.
Anyway, the newspaper's a scum paper, bruv. One time.
All right. All right. Before we go, let me just say, at Wendy's birthday party. Big up yourself, Wendy. She's a listener. So
Wendy writes.
she invited me to. She introduced me to another listener actually that was there. I never, because most of the listeners, if I don't see you online, I don't actually meet you in person. And I met somebody that listens in person at the party, and that was I was like, thank you, man. He's like, no, thank you. I was like, oh, that's nice, because I'm probably not used to people I don't know, because people I know that listen, you hear your compliments in it. I guess you take it with a pinch of salt. Unfortunately, you don't take it as whatever, because they're your bedrooms in the first place. But people you don't know, and he's like, oh, that's nice. And he's like, no, man, keep up the good work. Like, yeah, almost thumbs up business. I was like, that's nice.
Have we got a little bit more time?
No, if you want to do the 1.5 hours.
No, because there was a question that was asked a few weeks ago, but we didn't answer it because Simple wasn't here, because we couldn't answer it. And now you're talking about listenership. It's reminding me of the question.
What's that? Where is it?
It's about gentrification in Tottenham and how things are changing in Tottenham.
Oh,
But we don't live in. None of us know about Tottenham.
Did we have a question about that?
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
weeks
we
ago.
did. Yeah,
Weeks
we
and
did.
weeks ago from Sizway.
yeah, we did.
We got DJ Sizway. But we don't know much about Tottenham. So we waited for you to come to talk about the Tottenham thing, and they never talked about it again.
It's kind of mad.
So what's the
'cause
question?
Gentrification in Tottenham. How do we think it changes? How do we think it? What do we think of it? What do you think? How it's going to go going forward?
Okay.
No, it's true. There is a gentrification in Tottenham because of the new Spurs stadium.
Is it just that? Because when I was driving through there today, I saw there's all these new houses going up, and I think Tottenham's one of the last of the Mohicans,
It is.
of gutter.
It is because of how far out it is. That's why.
It's not that far. No.
Seven Sisters
It's
Route
not,
by.
but it's towards Enfield and them kind of places. Yeah, no, gentrification is happening blatantly. My gran owns a house near the stadium. They're trying to buy them out. All of the people that are there, they're not giving them any secondary options for the new stuff that they're building. It's just standard gentrification 101. That is it. They put a new Sainsbury's up there. They moved the old Sainsbury's. What replaced that Sainsbury's? I can't even remember now. But it's just gentrification 101. You've seen it time and time and time again.
So you think Tottenham's going to change the same way that Brixton went, the same way Hackney's going?
I don't know if it's gonna be like that. I don't think it's gonna be like white gentrification that's happening. I don't think Tarquin and his brethren are going to go to Tottenham. I think it's
but I don't think Tarquin and his brethren are in Hackney and Brixton either.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a European-based people are there.
No. In Tottenham,
Listen, in Brixton,
in Tottenham is going to
yes.
be European-based, but in Brixton it's Tarquin and them and Griselda. Those are the people.
Griselda.
Those are the people that are down there
I
because
think people should name the children.
From when you see a Foxton's in Brixton,
that's where it starts.
That's it.
But the people,
even the Foxes don't go to themselves in those areas no more. You know,
the people in for Dalston for sure, for damn sure, they come from country and they've got manor houses and shit in country, and their parents have just bought the yard.
Listen, there's bare Spanish that is in Dalston, bruv.
There's a couple of
No.
Yeah, but Tottenham's gonna be like I think lots of Eastern European people will go there.
Yeah, but Tottenham's so close to Dalston anyway. I don't understand why it would have taken so long for it to
is
get
not
there.
so close.
I
to
think
One
that
road.
Tottenham
Nah, it's
will
miles.
end
It
up.
depends what part of Tottenham you're talking about. And I do kind of see what you're saying, that whereas if Brixton, Peckham, Hackney,
Not Peckham.
Dalston, why not Peckham?
Not yet. It's still Little Lagos, bruv.
Keep going. You was saying?
They're so close to the centre of London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Tottenham is a bit further out.
Okay,
A little bit further out.
my question is this then. Let's get banned today from any networking
Go on.
behaviour.
Jews,
So
yes.
Dalston has been gentrified, yeah?
Yeah.
Tottenham is now being gentrified, yeah?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with Stamford Hill?
It's already been gentrified.
No, Stamford Hill was theirs and it's always been theirs.
Yeah, but it's just getting gentrified.
So
now.
you think they're going to get rid of the Jews that are living there
No, they won't
and
get-
replace them with someone else?
They're not going to get rid of the Jews that are living there.
So what's going to happen?
The
They're going to
Jew-
add...
The Jewish population will increase.
Well, that's not gentrification if it's the same people out there.
The Jews will just buy it, bruv.
I would say that there's gentrification happening because they've built a whole new set of. What it is like this.
You have to define what gentrification is first
The
before
way-
you can answer that question properly.
True, but then also the way this is working at the moment is the Jews are doing two type of the Jews in Stamford Hill are doing two type of building. They're building for Jewish people and then they're building for rent to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening. So the building for rent to everybody else will be the gentrified crowd who are Costco.
I can't see them renting to anybody else outside of their own community, you know?
No, they rent. Why? They take anybody's money if they're giving it
No,
away.
I don't. I can't see them doing it in that area where they are there. I cannot see them
I
renting
can tell you now from our parents' house, the next door neighbor flat is owned by a Jewish person. I know because I tried to buy it and they bought it before I did, or they just offered more money. It's owned by a Jewish person and he rents to whoever's going to give him money. That's normal around there. Normal.
Gentrification will happen everywhere, bruv, including Tottenham. Trust me. It's just a matter of time.
Once this new stadium goes up, well, not even the new stadium. It's not even the stadium. It's the village around
the
it.
village around it, the houses.
Yeah, once
the
that
complex.
village goes up, it's finished. Game over. Because even with my grandma's house where they're trying to move them out, where they're trying to move them out, they're not the money they're offering them is not money that you offer somebody for
Have
the
they
house.
got the freehold for the land?
Who's that?
Grandma.
Yeah,
Is it a house or a flat?
it's a house.
Because that's where the issue
Yeah,
is.
that's the issue because they can't just get rid of. They can't just buy your freehold.
They can do compulsory purchase orders.
That's right, and that's what they're trying to do there.
You get
And
me?
when they
So
do that, they can shank you on the price.
When they do that, they can shank you on the price and kick you out and give you a
All
dead
I'm saying
place.
is, I see you all in Essex. I've been telling people to come down there. You're all fighting it. You're all gonna be there.
Listen, I'm in Arrow, mate. I'm on the other side.
What I'm saying now is that every time I'm walking around my area, I'm seeing more people popping up that I never knew before, and they're all there. I'm saying,
People will move to Essex, not this person.
and then the Oyinbos are moving away as far as they can. Trust me. As soon as you move in, they move out. That's how they move.
Brexit.
means Brexit. Anyway, sorry. You were saying goodbye. It's putting you. Or are you gonna do your Stavros stairs?
No, I was chatting to a couple of people that listen to the podcast. Some of them that I know, some of them I didn't know, and some of them that I know but didn't know that they listen to the podcast. And that was a nice feeling to just chat to people about whatnot, and which lets me know that to continue that we are doing things well.
Yeah,
We are doing things well.
I agree with you. have we picked up 52 weeks later on here?
I don't pick him up.
We
Why?
have in the past.
He's been on the podcast. You know that?
Big him up, man. Loud up yourself.
No, fuck him.
Why?
Because I know him very well. And I don't want to abuse him. And he's my arch enemy. As well as being my boy, he's my arch enemy.
Sorry,
yeah,
you heard it here first.
Big up 52 weeks later. He's doing writing a book in 52 weeks. Check him out 52 weeks on Twitter and and on Instagram as well. I can't remember what week he's on now actually.
21.
Yeah, I think like 21. I think he's on. So yeah, he's almost there. He's getting there.
He's not even halfway, so he's not overstaying.
Yeah, but he's doing his thing, man. He's continually doing it every week.
He's got his feet under the table.
There's some weeks you watch the video of that and he's like, I haven't done something for a few days. Blah, 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 blah. So we write something within that week. So he's not always doing things every day, but he's trying his best to at least get through it. And I hope by the end of the the 52 weeks he gets it. I'm gonna be in the book, by the way. But yeah, but I hope by the end of the 52 weeks he's gonna be
We should be in the book. ESN.
No,
yeah,
not really.
potentially.
But anyway, go on.
Potentially, but yeah,
Well,
hopefully by the end of the 52 weeks he'll get it done. I have faith in him. He's very, very determined type of person. Very determined.
Yeah.
So he will get there. I know that already. So big him up.
Yes. All right. Well, as soon as you're talking, you might as well say your church notes and goodbye.
Yes, at Big Wahala on Twitter, at Big Wahala on Insta. Check out at One Stop Dreadlock Shop on Twitter and Instagram as well. And yeah, I'm going.
Why don't you grow dreadlocks, bro?
That's not happening.
It's not your portion.
No, I can't even grow my hair long.
No, you just won't grow your hair.
No, trust me.
No, his hair doesn't grow.
It doesn't. He gets to a point and it just starts curling back into itself. Then I just get razor bumps. It's just long. It's not a good thing, man.
Fair enough.
Simple Simon.
Simple Simon in the building. For all of those that wanted to know, the last page 3 Sun model was Nicole, 22, from Bournemouth. Big up yourself.
Big up your
Nicole.
breast.
Big up yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Is deep. They don't even give them a surname, fam.
Simply lovely.
They don't even give them a surname. Just Nicole 22 from Bournemouth.
Have you got the picture there?
No, there's no picture there.
Simply.
So what happened
lovely.
is they stopped printing page 3 topless models in the paper, and they actually created a website. I think yes, they've got a page 3 website featuring multiple topless shots of different. It's a sleaze bag thing.
Is it free?
It was run up until the March the 29th, 2017. And the site's not going to be updated anymore. So it's still there as a page 3
an
website.
Instagram thing.
Yeah, it's basically what do you need it for? Instagram's there. Anyway, I want to big up a friend of mine who's a photographer. It's Fiona Compton Photography. She also does Paradise Prints as well, which is what we would call, what do you call it? Spec clothing, when you make one-off pieces.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
Bespoke clothing.
Bespoke, that's the one I was talking about.
Spec,
Bespoke.
you know.
Spec. To spec. Let's say it's bespoke
Such
clothing.
an IT person.
Yeah, check her out. It's Fiona Compton
Straight out of Compton.
Photography, and also Paradise Prints. And not forgetting another friend of mine who runs a company called Membet Bags, where she makes bags, clutches, and all other.
Say that again.
Membet.
Is it a Turkish person?
No,
You know that's a Turkish name already, Mehmet.
not Mehmet. It's Membet.
But I had Mehmet.
Oh, fair enough. So that's MEMEBETE, but it's got those flicks over the. If you look on the Googles, you'll find it anyway. She makes custom bags with leather that comes from Ethiopia, which is really, really important because she's back in the ting. They are very, very lovely. I've spent a lot of money with her. You should go out and do the same.
The fact he's got 2 friends amazes me. But Karen, anyway.
Oh, at Simple Simon FB on Twitter. That's it. Peace.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes, people, you can catch me on Twitter, aka_Mr. Wolf, Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf, and I haven't posted anything at all on my Instagram, the new one. I think it's about that time. But yeah, peace and hair grease and dreadlocks and everything and bags and shoes and whatever. See you next week.
All right, Stavros says this week is MTV Suga. You
Old show, yeah.
What's still going on actually?
Sugar.
MTV Suga is a TV series produced by MTV, the Staying Alive Foundation, whose aim is to fight HIV globally, funding innovative youth-led programs and producing groundbreaking content for young people around the world. So that encapsulates South Asia, USA, Mexico, certain parts of Sub-Saharan Africa. And MTV Suga is a show that they produced. They're on season number 6 now. The first 2 they did was from Nairobi, Kenya. Second 2 seasons was
Sugar.
was Lagos, Nigeria. And the seasons now they're doing are Joburg, South Africa, 5 and 6.
Who's famous that came out of that?
The famous person that came out of this is the one that I fell for from season 1,
That you found with a mouth for?
Nyong'o.
Mm-hmm.
Lupita Nyong'o, and she was in season number 1, and I fell for her. Goddamn 47! It's like straight.
He has been saying this woman's name for donkey's years before she became famous, man.
And yeah, so she got famous off that. Well, no, not off that actually, but that was one of her first acting roles.
Catapult.
And in fact, you know, actually, I was just telling Simple Simon the other day. There's a lady called Amara La Negra, and
I wanted to talk about this on the podcast.
And she is a woman that another one of these, because Stavros has this thing of finding women, choice women, before they were big, and then they become big later on down the line. Now this woman, I've had a thing for her for a while. for a while. Simple Simon said it. He didn't think he thought that she did what's it, paint face or blackface, and I thought the same thing when I first saw her because her skin is out of this world. It's like it is unreal. Her skin is unreal. But anyways, she's now in Love and Hip Hop Miami, the new, and now she's gonna blow up. But just Stavros was there first. Stavros touched her with my mind, not my hands. With my mind, I touched her first.
Are we going to talk about the fact that she was getting told by the Latino guy?
You can talk it. But
about
the program is fake.
Yeah,
so anything,
come on, man. He called her a Nutella queen.
Who?
A Nutella queen.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've seen this woman.
I mean,
I've told you about her. I've sent her a picture around many years ago.
We need to at one point we need to discuss the Afro Latina, stroke Latina, stroke black, stroke African, stroke whatever.
She is
division that is.
She's from Domrep, or she's Dominican, but she's
Dominican
African.
Republic or Dominica.
Dominican.
Dominican.
She's Dominican.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she claims Africa. She knows that she's black. She doesn't like.
Well, she can't not know, boy.
Yeah, because there's other women that would just say I'm Latin, and she says I'm Afro Latin, but I'm African. She knows she's of African heritage. I don't know if she knows where or whatever, but she understands.
So she speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
So that's Dominican Republic. It's not Dominica.
No, I didn't say Dominica. I said the Dominican.
Okay. Was that funny though?
Yes, because how many times do people have to tell you and you want to try to correct them?
Anyway, let's.
Anyways, what do you want to talk about? Oh, so basically, she's in Love and Hip Hop Miami. There's a scene where she's hooked up with some sort of Latin producer, and he's insulting her because of her afro and her skin. Go on.
I just think it's mad. I just think that to this 2017.
Oh, she has an afro. She always wears an afro. Always.
He said it's not elegant.
It's not real though, is it?
That's her hair.
Is that her hair?
This is what I'm saying.
Is that her hair?
She looks like she's not real.
I want to touch her soul.
I thought it was a wig for years.
That's what I thought.
I did research on this. Trust me, I did my research.
he said it was fake as well, didn't he? In the video,
because it doesn't. To be honest,
she can take
offense, but her skin doesn't look real. Her hair doesn't look real. She looks like, just like you said, like a doll. She looks like a doll.
But I thought it was really offensive the way that he went at her about her skin tone. And he thought it was all right. And the fact that he thought it was all right still shows this day and age the shadism and the way that people behave. Even right now, me and Mr. Wolf was talking about what's his name, Flaminio, calling somebody a negro or whatever. Is Flaminio even white? Let alone is there calling people a negro like it's somebody. I'm telling you, there needs to be a discussion about this Afro-Latina and Latina divide that they think they have. Because that's why, like I said, they're all mixed race, most of them anyway.
Dominicans do not speak Spanish.
Yeah, Dominica speaks French. We know. She's Dominican.
She speaks Spanish.
She's Dominican, so she's from the Dominican Republic, that side of town.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, Dominica's...
I said Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and we agreed.
Did you?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh my God.
It was you and Wahala.
I just said she's from the Dominican.
Yeah, which is the American, which is the Spanish speaking one.
So
Dominica.
How do you say you're from Dominica then?
Dominica.
And no, if you're Dominican, if you're a person from Dominica, how do you say that you are?
You just said Dominican.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. A Dominican doesn't speak Spanish.
A Dominican speaks Spanish. A Dominican doesn't speak Spanish.
So it's Dominican and Dominican.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making it clear.
Oh,
nah,
cool.
bruv, it's not as clear as you make it out.
4.
Minus 2 is
2.
Okay, just
Quick
checking,
maths.
bruv. It's -1, by the way. Anyways,
I know. He knows he tried to trick me, innit? With his old wily ways.
I'll get you, kids.
Anyway, we'll discuss it another time, but I just think that was disgusting.
Yeah, you
man.
come up with a talking point about
that beef thing, isn't it?
Latin X people.
Put it in a group.
One thing I just like to say is that some of these Latins like to call black people nigger. I love to say it. They think it's fine. They think it's fine to say it, and the black people are quite happily accepting it. But I never ever hear in reverse black people calling them spics.
By the time this comes out, people are gonna hear of a Liverpool player who has been accused of racial abuse to an Everton
Why
player.
black people want to support Liverpool? Who knows?
And you know what they're gonna do?
How many of their players have been racist?
They're gonna do just like they did with Suarez. They're gonna wear t-shirts.
Kenny,
they're gonna wear t-shirts.
Suarez.
They won't wear t-shirts, bruv. Trust me, it's mad. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, anyway, so that is Stavros Says for this week. Remember, Stavros Says is my recommendation of the week every week.
And no one cares.
I am... I am.
Somebody did care the other day. Actually.
People care, man.
People care, man. People love your
care.
thing.
Even my sister, every week, man, she'll send me a message like, "What was that thing again?" Blah blah blah. Anyways, so Stavros Boss, you can catch me everywhere. I had to reclaim my Instagram yet again. No followers, no following, no pictures. But it is back to mine. Somebody's just hacking all my accounts. Why? I don't know.
It's probably one of the people.
This
one of your
Instagram
exes.
thing is.
They keep hearing how you they can't find no one better than you.
Oh yes, Wendy asked for information about what makes me such a good man, and I told her you could have just asked. She sent it to the actual ESN group like as a question, and I said I ain't answering it. You can ask me yourself. She's like, other women might want to know. I said other women can go jump off the roof. They don't need to know.
It's a question I would have actually wanted to hear the answer of.
No,
actually,
because I will speak to her.
But I asked you about it last week. You refused to answer then as well.
I don't need to.
You ain't got no answer. That's why you ain't got to lie, Craig.
Okay. I don't think I could articulate it any better than I put it last week, which wasn't very good, and that's as good as it's gonna get. So you can catch us.
You know when you're trying not to cough when you laugh, I was trying to hold it in still.
You can catch us collectively at ESN Podcasts everywhere on Instagram, on Twitter. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. You can email us at esnpodcast@gmail.com. Send your questions, comments. So the questions that we have for this week is: are you happy with it being an hour and a half, or would you want it longer? Is the 2 hours more your mark? You tell us what you're happy with, what you don't want. Please let us know. Don't leave us lying in the wind. We're asking for your information, direct feedback, so we can do it for you.
Or ignore you.
And also, we want general conversation and chit chat. Tell us what you're happy with, what you're not happy with.
Rate and review.
Yes, also rate and review. Do that for the new year. We'd appreciate it. So thank you guys very much for listening. Peace.
Big up, Webs.
And remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life. Webs, I will talk to you at some point about your punk stuff.
And the nonsense suggestion.
How long is that? 140.